I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't covering my cloth, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 who don't play.
Music licensing reimagined.
Play, who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 who don't. Long time coming, black on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying to selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Sun up the sun up from under the sun that we maxing our limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving the mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation, I'm finessing a visit.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers and welcome to Stat Diggers for UFC 324. We have Paddy Pimblett going against Justin Gaethje, and we are back after like a 5-week break. And I am here with Weezy. Weezy, what is up? Are you excited to be back? And are you excited for the year 2026?
Yeah, I am, man. We've never had a break this long, right? Usually about 3 weeks, and this time it's almost 6. You know, like we content creators get about a 5-week break because we start, you know, about a week before the next event. But still, it was the longest break I've ever had since I started doing this. So I know everybody's chomping at the bit to get back to it, and it's exciting, you know. ESPN, Disney Corporation, rear view mirror, get out of here, son. We're moving on to the Paramount era. Hopefully there'll be less shitheels than the ESPN people were, and hopefully we'll get, you know, even better content. I signed up for the whole year. I'm ready to go to not have to stream these pay-per-views anymore. It's going to be sweet, man. And I mean, damn, they put their best foot forward with this card, Brady.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this card is still really good and has got a ton of high-level names on it, even though we lost Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes, which was, you know, a really compelling fight for perhaps who would have been the GOAT, you know, of that division in the history of the UFC. So it's going to be a great card here for 324. Next week's card is going to be great. So I'm looking forward to this one, man. Let's get 2026 started.
Yep, let's do it. And we're already starting off on a rough note. It's been a while. I didn't add the stream to Twitter, so nobody on Twitter is going to get to watch it.
Oh, no, dude. Yeah, I mean, we got to knock the rust off, dude. You guys are really going to have to forgive us because, I mean, Brady's been doing some content. Me, like I put the mic and the camera away, you know. I put them in a box and said, you know what, we're going to take a little time off here, enjoy it. And I got to do that, but, you know, here we are. We're ready to go, man. We had a great break. And we're rested and we're ready to go.
Can't be all my fault. StreamYard's making so many changes.
Yeah,
along with the pricing changes, and that hurt over the break. They hit me with like a three something, like a 390, something like that.
It hurts.
It's insane. But I think it fixed it. I think people on Twitter are now able to view it. We got 4 viewers on Twitter now, so there we go.
Awesome. Now we're ready to go. That's good.
Yep, and we are competing with a football game. And to be honest, I thought it might like be over by now. Like they were supposed to start at 7:30. They didn't start the game until like 8, and then they had like a 30-minute halftime show. It's like, what are you doing? So this game's not gonna be over for like 11:15.
Well, anyway, I mean, is it a blowout? Is it close?
It's pretty close. It looks like it's close. 17-7. I think Miami's about to score potentially. But yeah, who cares? I don't care about football. I'm ready for some fights. So I say we'll hit up the chat first. We got Elijah one first one in the building. It's been 84 years. It certainly does feel like it. I don't know. The break, it didn't go by too fast, I thought it was a perfect amount of time, perfect amount of break, I thought.
I agree.
Yeah. Not too fast. I didn't think it went too slow. That was just a perfect break. I was bored at times, but I did like look ahead to the next several cards, so that was fun. Yes, we're back. Yeah, road to 30K starts now. I hit 30K a month ago, and I lost like 50 subscribers over the break. It's like, what's going on? Like,
kind of doing content too.
I was doing content. I was like, I'm losing subscribers whilst doing content. It's like, so I stopped. So I stopped doing content for like the next 3 weeks. I'm like, what's the point? I think I was pissing people off or something doing content. So I just stopped. So I'm almost to 30K again. I think I'm like 2 away. think I'm like 2 subscribers away from 30K now. We got Dick's Insider. It's been so long since the last time we've seen Brady on here that he has since developed the super ability to grow facial, chest, and pubic hair like a chia pet.
Ooh.
Weezy, did you ever own a chia pet?
I did not own a chia pet, but I did own a Gia pet, and that is the exact same as a chia pet, only it was the head, the bust of MC8 from Compton's Most Wanted, one of the great gangster rap groups from the late 80s, early 90s. And when you put the seeds on his head, it would grow out an afro. So it was really sweet, but it was way cooler than the chia pet, but it was called the Gia pet.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, I've had chest hair since the 3rd grade, but I am trying out like a new mustache style. And it's a work in progress, but we're getting there.
There you go, man. You got to mix it up, Brady. You got to mix it up.
Yeah, I like to mix it up. So yeah, my new mustache, it's coming in. Maybe a couple more weeks. We got the milkman in the building. I'm going to miss this slot, but I'm pumped to hear this is on the way to work tomorrow. Let's go, Brandon Weezy. Good to hear from you, milkman. Hopefully your break was well. We got Brandon in the building. Denzel Freeman Fight Week. Hey, ho, hey, ho. Oh, God. Shout out Denzel Freeman. Welcome back. Appreciate you, hot boy. Get some help. 2026. What is up, Carrillo? We got Danny Sullivan. Glad to be back. I'm hosting a candlelit vigil for Andre Poliev Saturday night. Brady, I'd love to have you sing. I'm down to come, man. I'm down to come sing for you. I've got a couple songs in the toolbox ready to go for that. Brady and Prophet Weezy, are those flashlights in your pockets, or are you guys just happy to see us again?
Both.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flashlights. Come on. Yes, let's go, fellas. Still haven't missed 2 men this bad since both Dawkins brothers were cut. Yeah, luckily we got one Dawkins brother back, and he knocked out Michelle Pereira and he submitted Gerald Mearshart. Kyle Dawkins looking good, and we need to get Chris Dawkins back in there. Why not? Not?
Yeah. I mean, didn't he quit his job as a cop too?
He did. He quit his job and he got cut like a fighter,
dude. Because that's with that goes the pension. The pension's right out the window. So yeah, man, he's got to get back to it, man. That sucks for him.
It worked out for Officer Trevin Giles. Giles is still going somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, dude, Trevin Giles works at such a bureaucratic pace that he's the kind of guy that he could just not show up for work for like a year and a half. Nobody's going to notice. I'm pretty sure that's what happened with Trevin Giles. Like, that's why he got to go back to his job as a cop.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
We had almost a month to be on time. We were on time today. Like that was my New Year's resolution, was to be on time each and every single stream, and we're off to a good start. We showed up on time.
Always.
Hot take, but I'm taking Thug Rose. Silva can probably beat her in a fight, though. That is a hot take. I mean, Silva's line got crushed over the break. I'm talking like from minus 200 to like minus 450, something crazy like that. We're back. Yes, we are back. We are back. We got Daniel Forrest. I have 4 5-leg parlays for UFC 324. 1 6-leg parlay combining UFC 324 and 325, and 1 5-leg parlay on Zuffa Boxing Friday, January 23rd. I'm balls deep on stat tickers tonight. Let's get it, Forrest. Good to see you here. I've missed Brother Brady and Uncle Weezy like I've been in a bad dream for the last 6 weeks, like Biggie Smalls. It was all a dream. Speaking of dreams, happy B-Day, MLK. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy New Year, fam. Happy New Year from
Michael
where?
B. Gamblin.
Heck yeah. What's up, Michael B. Gamblin?
Go.
Boys, you're like, yeah, that's true. We are a month late. That's fair.
It is fair, actually. Yeah.
That's fair. Currently in south of France with Lucas Almeida. There you go. Tricoli and Ike Dogarian. Stat diggers on the big screen in the yacht. There we go. Enjoy the yacht, man. We are so back. I'm so happy we're back. That break was way too long for my blood. It was a long break. Hopefully they don't do that again. I mean, that was a little bit too long. Come on, man. We're starting while the college football game is on. Yeah, apparently people are excited about this game. It was the talk of the town on Twitter today. This is the best YouTube notification. I've seen it forever. We're so back, everyone. It feels good to be back. We got Cole Stein in the building. We're so back. Let's go. That 6-week break was worse than No Nut November. I don't know. Oof. I don't do that. Yeah, who actually does No Nut November? Not me. I would never do something like that. Oh, hey, we are back. Shout out to Brady's wife. I got some body cream for my girlfriend, and she loved it. There you go. Enjoy that body cream. I'll let her know that you liked it. I canceled ESPN Plus less than 3 minutes after the last fight. Me too. I almost canceled it during the fights. I'm like, but if I cancel, I'm like, do I not get to watch the rest of the fight? So I waited, and yeah, as soon as the fights were over, I canceled ESPN Plus, and it was fun. It was
Dude,
very
I
fun.
actually re-signed up just so I could cancel it again.
Okay.
Like I was, because it was just so gratifying. It was great.
That is great. Gotta sing Zombie if you hit 100 likes. Deal. I'm not sure if we're gonna hit 100 likes tonight. You know, it's been a while since we've been on college football games. I don't know, but if we hit 100 likes, sure, I got you. Get Brady back to 30K. Yeah, we got to get there, man. I mean, let's take a look. We are at 29,998. Like, two people can't just subscribe right now. Like, come on, help me out. We got T-Carbs. Glad the fellows are back. Let's have a year, gentlemen. Let's do it. Let's do it. The sexy is back. There we go. Niners out of the playoffs. I can sleep easier. Yeah, I felt bad about the Bears. I mean, Caleb Williams made one of the best plays I've ever seen. And then he throws a bonehead and interception like the next drive.
I got this buddy that I went to college with, Brady, and on Thursday night, he'd pull the hottest girl on campus, you know, and on Friday night, he'd kind of have a rough night, but at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, you'd see him struggling to bring home the nastiest girl at the party.
Oh.
And, you know, there was that variance. He didn't care. He really didn't care. If the girl was hot, even better. Hey, but if she was nasty, he would go after it either way. And that's Caleb Williams. You know, like one night, you know, he could bring home the hottest girl on campus, and then the next night, you know, you could see him struggling to bring the nastiest girl at the party home. So there's a lot of ups and downs, but being a Bears fan this year was a pleasure because it didn't end the way we wanted it to, but those were some of the best and most exciting football games to see them come back in the fourth quarter as many times as they did. And that touchdown to Komet yesterday, that pass on 4th and 8 to Roma Dunze that kept the Packers game alive, and countless other plays that Caleb made this year. It was fun to be a Bears fan for the first year in a long time, man.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun games. Like I think most of the games this year were fun. So
yeah, definitely.
Let's cash some checks. Let's do it. That mustache deserves a test ride. What? Not from you. Not from you. But maybe from a female. 6 weeks of begging the strippers to go home with me is over. There you go. We got Bub Collins in the building. We're back. Let's go, fellas. Great to hear you. Great to hear from you as well, Bub. And we got Ver in the building. What's up? We got Justin Cash with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, Justin. Says Ateba about to catch a body potentially. Man, I mean, the UFC has really set Ateba Gaudie up for success thus far. I mean, just look at his resume, but he's getting the job done. We got Andre Fiallo in the building. Hello, friends. New year, new me. Good to see you, Andre. Hopefully we can get you back in the UFC as well. We got the Godfather. What is up? Good to see you. The tallow bomb is very good. I rub it on my genitals. There you go. Rub it wherever you want. I mean, this is you can do whatever you want, man. We got Dude in the building. What's up, Dude? Heck yeah. Hype for these fights. Took Song early. Can't wait for that fight. He's gay. He's talking about Caleb Williams. I don't think Caleb Williams is gay, is he?
I mean, I think a lot of people say that he is.
Just because he paints his nails?
I mean, he's gay for winning. He's gay for fourth quarter comebacks, you know? Yeah. He's gay for making incredible, impossible plays and then throwing an impossible interception on the next drive, man. Crazy stuff.
We got Dr. Peener in the building. I know Dr. Peener's had a very eventful break with penises and checking them out, all that. What's up, Dr. Peener? Good to see you in here. All right. Let's see. Caleb Williams looks like he got a great arm, but he plays like someone who just smashes buttons and gets lucky. Is Jason Herzog refereeing this week? Probably. I think Jason Herzog's back. But my bold prediction for this year is I think Jason Herzog bounces back And I think he cements himself again as one of the best referees, if not the best referee in the game this year. I think this is the year of redemption for Herzog. People are calling him out. I've been calling him out the last 2 years. I think this is where we see a Jason Herzog actually do well this year. I'm hoping. I mean, you can't have like 3 bad years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope not. I mean, it would be kind of comedy if he did, but who won referee of the year for Stat Diggers for 2025, Brady? Keith Peterson.
Yep.
I mean, we're gonna let you know if they turn it around, if they circle the wagons and get back into good form, and we're gonna be talking about all these fighters today, Brady. 13 fights, 26 fighters. Who's gonna circle the wagons? Who's going to cash some checks for people this week? Let's break down these fights, man.
Let's do it. But first, we have a special announcement. We are looking for a sponsor. Anybody, for the love of God, somebody sponsor us, please. It's rough out here.
Why are we begging anyway?
Yeah.
I doesn't this show get a ton of views?
Gets about 5K. When football's over, it might reach 7K.
Yeah, I know, and I mean, obviously, football is going to be going on for the next couple of weeks. Not for us Bears fans, unfortunately, but the rest of you, the Seahawks, they're looking pretty good. But yeah, it's going to be. We need a sponsor though. Yeah, we need a sponsor for this show.
We've always had a sponsor. We had Pub Sports. We're very grateful for what Pub Sports did for us for it was 2 years. We lost them, unfortunately. Avery helped us out. We're very thankful for Avery. He helped us out for a while. But now we haven't had a sponsor for a couple months now. And we definitely got to change that because we're coming on here nice and early, putting in a lot of work. And who wouldn't want to sponsor the show? And it could be anybody, we'll shout you out. It doesn't matter what it is. We're looking for a sponsor, man. Yeah,
sponsor us, man. Sponsor us. Don't make us show pictures of dogs freezing in the winter and say hey, all you got to say is $19.99 a month, and it'll be Brady and Weezy outside just freezing our asses off.
Oh yeah, we'll get one.
Sarah McLaughlin song in the back, or you could even do the song.
I'll sing the song. I'll sing the damn song. In the arms of the angel. Please sponsor the Stat Diggers show. My prediction is that you'll be screaming at Herzog before the end of February. Try the end of this Saturday. I'll be screaming.
There's going to be juice on that prediction.
And by the way, Weezy, special announcement. This year I will be doing fight companions.
I'll join you for some of them, man.
Oh, that'd be cool. We and Brady fight companions. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, man. I think that'd be great. I always enjoyed doing them on Pub Sports Radio. I would sit there all 6-7 hours and just, and then for the pay-per-views, you can just kind of I'll get a little lathered up, have a couple drinks, get louder and louder, yell louder and louder, swear more and more. Say more and more things that could get me canceled from the business, but I got to do it on your channel so that my channel doesn't suffer, So I think it's a great idea.
It's a great idea. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be big for the channel, and I think people will enjoy it. I just turned 21, so I'm trying to get my $5 bet for my $300 bonus bets on DK. I think the odds need to be within plus 500 as a favorite. Any suggestions? I'm thinking Modestus. We'll talk about. Ask us at the end of the show. We'll kind of go through it and we'll touch on it, man. We got Bub Collins with the $9.99. Thank you, Bub Collins, for sponsoring the show. He says, notice some towards end of the year. I originated asking for Uncle Weezy's stories, and I super chat for them. No more free stories in 2026. If y'all want a legendary Uncle Weezy story, you got to pay up. There you go. I like that.
And I got a quick little story time from Uncle Weezy for you, Brady.
Let's go.
Yeah, because our guy Bub did a little sponsor there. And then I got another one, actually. So go full screen here. Take the stats off the screen for a minute.
Let's
So our guy Tyler, 138 MMA, right?
Yep.
So Tyler messaged me on X. And he was like, "Are you a Chicago Bear fan?" And I said, "Yeah, man. They're my team. I grew up watching them, And he goes, "I'm cleaning out this house. I found these autographed pictures of Chicago Bears, like from the 70s and 80s, dude. Like, that one, that's Dennis McKinnon, wide receiver for the Bears. That's Glenn Kozlowski. He was a tight end. That right there, that great mustache there, that could only be Brian Bashnagel, number 83 receiver. That right there, that's Ron Rivera. You probably know him. He was a former coach and of the Panthers. That there is Bobby Douglas. And this man right here, that's Doug Buffone right there, right? Doug Buffone was a linebacker for the Chicago Bears. And I got a little story. So my dad owned a restaurant in Park Ridge, Illinois, and the Bears didn't train far from there. And Doug Buffone was actually kind of a regular at my dad's restaurant. And when I was a kid, I always watched the Bears game on Sunday with my dad because Sunday was the only day that the restaurant was closed, right? So every Sunday we'd watch the game. And whenever we'd watch the game, whenever Doug made a play, he'd point out, hey, that's Doug Buffone. He comes in the restaurant, right? So I remember one day near the end of the game, the Bears are losing and the other team's about to kick a field goal. And Doug Buffone up the middle goes up there and he blocks the field goal. And then they run it back for a touchdown, and it wound up being the play that changed the game, and the Bears won by 4 points, right? And I was just a kid. I was like 4 or 5 years old when this happened. And so it was winter break, and it was a couple weeks after the game. And I would always go to the restaurant with my parents, while I wasn't in school because they couldn't afford to have everyone watch me at home, And so Doug came in. And when he did, like, I ran up to him and I kind of was like, I was watching when you blocked the field goal and ran it back for a touchdown. And he was like, oh, you saw that, huh? And then, my dad came out and he's like, Ange, what are you teaching this kid? So it was cool. Like when I saw this, when Tyler sent these to me and I'm like, holy shit, Doug Buffone, because Doug actually was a radio host here in Chicago for many years after he retired from football. And I just have fond memories of him. So it was really cool to see. So I wanted to thank Tyler for sending me these pictures, and it brought back some memories of meeting some of these guys. Like there was a tight end for the Bears named Robin Earl. I think he wore number 83. This dude was dating one of the waitresses in my dad's restaurant. And I remember when he would come in, like my dad would be like, hey, that's Robin Earl from the Bears. Go introduce yourself to him. He'd be like, hello, young man. Like this dude was like 6'5", 6'6". I remember him shaking my hand and dude, it just enveloped it, these guys were larger than life to me as a kid, so it was cool to get those pictures from Tyler.
That was nice of him.
Yeah, man, really. I mean, he just reached out of nowhere too, so it was really cool to get those.
Yeah, shout out to Tyler. That was nice.
Yeah.
And shout out to Bub Collins for the $9.99. Can we get a WikiFeet sponsor for feet's sake? We've been asking, man. We've been asking. We got Rem Dog. What is up? Does the sponsoring include some massages? Sure.
Yes.
If that's what they want, that's what they'll get.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely. Weezy thought he could just slip a 6'7" reference. Oh, me and Weezy, we don't do that. We don't do that. You don't do that, right?
What's a 6'7"?
Good.
I don't know what a 6'7" is.
It's a stupid thing. I don't know. It's just so dumb.
Oh, okay. All right.
Brady, what room do you film in? Are you on the porch? Always wanted to ask. No, this is like my office area. It's just the wall design, I guess. But no, it's not a porch. It's not a sauna. I do have a porch and I do have a sauna, but I'm not in either of those rooms. I was going to super chat until you skipped only my comments on your readback. Well, I skipped them because they said the F word in them multiple times. Like we got to keep it clean. If we want to get sponsors, we got to keep it clean. So if I skipped your comment, that's probably why. We got Sacha saying, I missed you guys. Happy to be back. Happy to be back as well. Brady, go full handlebar stash mix with a Jimmy Crute. I will never do Jimmy Crute hair, man. Because if I have a Jimmy Crute, I'll start making bad bets. I'll start making bad decisions if I have a Jimmy Crute hair. Brady looks like he's going to stop the fight. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for that. What's up, Fort COD GTA? Appreciate you. Not knowing the 6'7" reference is the most reliable test to see whether someone has young children. It's even like adults are doing it. I remember watching a football game. Somebody scored a touchdown. He was like 6'7". Like, shut up. Shut up.
No idea what that is.
I don't know. It's terrible. We got Dev-tastic with the $4.99. Appreciate you, Dev. He says, who's better at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, Alex Perez or Michael Johnson? That's a tough question because Michael Johnson has like 50 losses and Perez has been finished like 8 times. That's a very tough question. I don't know, man. I don't know because Michael Johnson's lost to like some questionable guys, whereas Perez has lost to very good guys.
Yeah, like I would say Michael Johnson. I mean, I remember one of my favorite tweets of all time, and I really hope I don't mess this up, but I'm pretty sure it was Cody from Dogger Pass, Cody Saftik. But it might not have been him, but I think it was Cody. And I think once before Michael Johnson fought a fight where he lost, he tweets out, Michael Johnson is the best 15-12 fighter in the UFC. And then after he got subbed or whatever happened, he tweets out, he retweets his own tweet and then puts Michael Johnson is the best 15-13 fighter in the UFC, you know? It's so great. I remember, you know, sometimes you just see a tweet and you're just like, oh my God, that is just gold, you know? And I mean, Michael Johnson has just done it even more times than Alex Perez has.
Yeah, I'd say Michael Johnson, but I mean, Perez, he has snatched defeat from the jaws of victory plenty of times as well. I guess my favorite gambler with foot obsessions is bad. I don't have a foot obsession. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, good to see you. Alex Perez, late. You're late. You're late. What? It's 10:45. You just got in here. Smash the like button. We're halfway there. Are we seriously halfway there? That's not good.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I guess we are. I guess they're liking the stream. That's pretty impressive, guys.
All right, good, yeah.
But all right, enough chit chat. Let's get into it. Let's get right into these fights. We're supposed to have 14. We're now down to 13. We unfortunately lost Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes, but we still have a very good card. And we're kicking it off with Ty Miller versus Adam Fugitt. We'll start with Ty Miller. He is 25 years old, 6'2" with a 77-inch reach. Fugitt's 37 years old, 6'1" with a 77-inch reach. Miller is 12 years younger. Miller has a 1-inch height advantage, and they got the same reach there. Adam Fugitt is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. He had a knockout loss to Michael Morales, a knockout win against Kinoshita, a submission loss to Malat, a decision win against Josh Quinlan, and then a knockout loss against Islam Dulatov. As far as Ty Miller, he has 4-0-1 no contest in his last 5 fights. Had a contender series fight against Jimmy Drago last year, and he looked pretty good there, and he won by decision. So, yeah, I mean, this is a fight where I kind of think they hate Adam Fugitt. I mean, listen to some of these matches, and they're giving him, like, Mike Morales. They're giving him Islam Dulatov, who's a terrifying man. And now they're giving him Ty Miller, who I think they kind of want to build up. And yeah, I was impressed with Miller. He didn't go out there and get the finish, which you typically do like to see on the contender series. But, you know, he's big, he's long, he's rangy. Good combinations, solid power. He did hurt Drago a couple times, but yeah, it kind of feels like a tailor-made matchup. It's like Adam Fugitt's 37, which is kind of crazy. He's getting up there. He's extremely hittable. I think he's a little bit chinny. Kind of feels like Ty Miller should go out there and get it done. The only concern for me, Weezy, is Miller's minus 425, and he's making his debut. And we've seen a couple times, more than a couple times, where people have kind of made their debut and crapped the bed, but I think it's a good matchup for him. What do you think of this first fight of the card?
Yeah, very interesting fight to start out the year because Miller is a guy with 7 professional fights only and less than 4 years of pro experience. And he's a pure boxer, Brady. There's no grappling. There's no clinch work. And at distance striking range, I would say over 90, maybe even over 95% of his output is just with these 2 hands. He doesn't even throw kicks. He barely throws any knees or elbows. He's a boxer. He's a pure boxer, and his takedown defense is not very good. He gets back up, but I'm worried, you know, that this guy is going to need to show more paths to victory at the UFC level in order to put together a winning streak or to even find wins at this level, because he's only 25. So obviously he's got great size for the division. He's 6'2", 77-inch reach, only 25 years old, but he's going to be very predictable in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure you watched all the tape. We've had all the time in the world to tape these fights over the last 5 weeks. This guy's a pure boxer and he has nothing else. But the boxing is really good. It's really good. And when you look at Fugitt and you look at what he has problems with, it's chaos in fights. And like, he's been knocked out 3 times. He's been submitted once. He's only got 5 professional losses, but he's been finished in 4 of them. And in all 3 of his UFC losses, he's been finished. He's been knocked down twice. He's been knocked out twice at the UFC level, 3 times as a professional, and he's been knocked down 4 times over 5 UFC fights. So even though I think Fugitt should be able to keep things close on the feet, the thing I like about Fugitt is he throws a ton of kicks, Brady. That's something that Ty Miller does nothing. He throws no kicks at all. So I think there are ways on paper where the 37-year-old Adam Fugitt, who has 15 pro fights compared to only 7 for Miller, who's got about another 50 minutes of professional cage time, 5 more fights at the UFC level, 5.5 more years as a professional fighter. So I think there's a lot of things. And obviously Fugitt's the better grappler because Ty Miller has no grappling game at all. And his takedown defense is very suspect. Adam Fugitt attempts 7.3 takedowns per 15 minutes, and he's got pretty good distance striking numbers at the UFC level. So while I'm picking Ty Miller to win the fight because I think I don't know if I can really count on Fugitt to go out there and execute a grappling heavy game plan and have success with it, I still think that the striking exchanges are going to be somewhat close, that Fugitt just got a better strength of schedule and a lot more relevant experience at this level. And I think he's got more paths to victory here. So I kind of feel like Fugitt is the side, but he's 37 years old, And I mean, his wins are over guys like Quinlan and Kinoshita, and his losses are to guys that would all beat Ty Miller and Dulatov, Mike Mallet, Michael Morales. So this seems like this is an entirely too expensive for a price for a debutant with only one path to victory, and that's boxing.
Yeah, this line's gotten smashed throughout the break. So December 27th, Ty Miller opens up minus 300. He's currently minus 425. Fugitt opened up plus 250. He's currently plus 355. I was thinking like maybe get Miller by knockout like plus 150 because you look at Miller, like he's not knocking people out. Like he has he's only finished like 2 of his wins, right? Yeah,
2 of his 6. And I mean, my sheet says he has 7 fights, but like my record also, the record shows 6-0. So I don't know. Am I missing something here?
There was a no contest, I think.
There's a no contest. Okay, so he does have 7. Yeah, that's right. The Arthur Barros fight. Okay, I was gonna say that doesn't make any sense, but yeah, unanimous decision against Miguel Tovar, who's 3-3-1 going into that fight. Unanimous decision versus Manny Morales in CFFC 1-0. And then he went to a decision with Eric Nolan, who's in the UFC. But he won that fight pretty clearly. Even though it was a split decision, I'm not exactly sure how the judges got there. I thought Ty might have even won all 3 rounds of that fight.
Yeah, so yeah, only finished 2 wins. So I thought he would get the knockout at plus money. I mean, his inside the distance is minus 160. Like, what are we?
Yikes!
What are we doing? The knockout is sitting at minus 130.
Yeah, he just kind of beat the fuck out of Drago, though. And I think that's what people saw was like that Drago just took it. And I don't know if everyone else is going to be that durable. And Fugitt is a guy who's been finished in 4 out of 5 losses. So maybe that's what people are thinking that, like, he didn't get some knockouts because he fought some durable guys. And Fugitt not really very durable.
Yeah, I'm picking Miller by knockout, but I can't lay a minus number on it because he hasn't really proven he's some murderer. He's not some murderous power puncher. So, yeah, probably a pass for me, but I like Miller to get it done. Let's see. Adam is going to outbox this chump. Call Ty Miller a chump to his face, man. Call him a chump to his face.
I'll stand behind you.
I'm bummed to lose yeah, me too, the Kayla Amanda fight, but at least you don't have to check their wiki feed. At least I don't have to do that.
It's good.
Bow tie Miller, is that his thing? Is come out there with a bow tie potentially? That'd be cool.
I don't think that would look good in the cage.
No, it wouldn't. Ty Miller's boxing is very slick, a very, very slick boxing.
It's good.
Fugitt's been training at Red Hawk Academy with O'Malley. Okay, that's interesting. Did Fugitt ever wake up from the Dulatov fight? That was bad. I watched that back the other day, and I'm like, why didn't we make this the piping of the year? I mean, he piped up poor Fugitt so badly. I was like, that could have been piping of the year potentially.
Isn't it crazy that Fugitt's fighting before Dulatov?
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy.
How does that make any sense? What is Islam on a bunch of fucking modeling shoots? Why is he not fighting?
But probably like visa issues and stuff.
Could be.
And modeling. Let's see. Is he even scheduled to fight? Let's take a look. He is not even scheduled to fight. What are you doing, Dulatov?
What's he waiting for?
I don't know.
Did he break his hand on Fugitt's head?
He might have. He actually might have. Indiana 24, Miami 21. We got a ball game.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. Ty Miller smash. Ty Miller round 1. Kayla's neck surgery was unsuccessful. Now she has to have brain surgery. That's not something to really joke about, right? I mean,
I hope that's not the case.
That's not funny. That's terrible. Why not Miller by points then? Because I think he knocks him out. Let's see. Miller by points though is plus 235. He has won like four or so decisions. So, but Fugitt's just so hittable. We got the MMA Husky Hustler saying from down under Australia, welcome back, Brady and Uncle Weezy. Husky's ready for another big year. Let's go. What's up? Good to see you in here. He had visa issues for his modeling contract. Yeah. Fugitt needs money. Dulatov does, and that's a
good point.
That's a good point. All right, let's move on to the next fight. And I don't know about you, but this is just my least favorite fight in the card. We got Ricky Turcios going against Cameron Smotherman. We got Ricky Turcios, who is 32 years old, 5'9" with a 71-inch reach. Cameron Smotherman is 28 years old, 5'9" with a 69-inch reach. We got Smotherman 4 years younger, same height, and a 2-inch reach disadvantage. Ricky Turcios is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. Decision win against Brady Heastan, a decision loss to Ayman Zahabi, a decision win against Kevin Natividad, a submission loss to Raul Rosas Jr., and then a decision loss to Bernardo Sopai. As far as Smotherman, he is... Let me extend this a little bit. I'm assuming he won these 2.
Oh, yeah. Yes, my bad.
You're good.
Let's see. Mandala. Yeah, that would have been a win by submission and a win by split decision.
Cool. So he's 3-2 in his last 5 fights. He made his debut on short notice against Jake Hadley as a massive underdog and won that fight by decision. Lost a decision to Surrey City and then lost a decision to Ricky Simone. So, yeah, this is a fight. I don't know. I don't like either one of these guys. I mean, Cameron Smotherman got knocked out by Charlampos Gregorio in 60 seconds. How does that happen? I'm watching this guy's fights. He's getting rocked in every single fight. He has no takedown defense. He has no ground game. He is improving the ground game a little bit, but still, Surrey City put him in a bunch of bad spots. Ricky Simone had him in some bad spots in the first 2 rounds, but he's a very slick striker. When the fight's at range, he's a good striker there, but I don't know. I think Smotherman is a very beatable fighter. And then you have Ricky Turcios, who just kind of stinks. I mean, this guy Turcios, he just kind of stinks. He has horrible fight IQ. He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. I mean, what's his striking accuracy? It's like 37%.
I mean, well, it's 41% overall, but at distance, it's 33%.
What?
So bad.
What? Dude, I remember the Ayman Zahabi fight, it was like 12%.
Yeah. I think that really, if I bet if I were to remove that fight, it would be somewhere a little bit closer to maybe 38, 39%.
Yeah.
Still, man, I mean, it's bad.
So I don't know. I feel like if Ricky Turcios fought optimally here and kind of made this like a chaotic type fight, pushing the pace, mixing in the grappling, I feel like he could win this fight. I just don't trust Ricky Turcios at all. I don't think he's the smartest person in or outside the cage. I mean, listen to some of his interviews. Doesn't seem like the brightest guy to me. So, I mean, this is a fight I'm just like kind of crossing off. I don't want to lay chalk on Cameron Smotherman, who I think is chinny and can be exposed really anywhere. And then I don't want to put money on Ricky Turcios. And And then I watched the fight, and he's like, come on. Like, it would be a bad way to kick off the year betting on either one of these guys, I think. So I'm passing. Weezy, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, for me, this is just dog or pass here. I mean, there's no way that I could lay minus 180 on Smotherman. The guy's shinny. His grappling game is bad. His takedown defense is bad. And he doesn't have he just doesn't have knockout power at this level. He's a very good boxer. Good. He's clean. He throws in combination. He's accurate. Well, he's not that accurate, but he is defensively responsible. He's got a positive 1.3 distance striking differential. He stays busy and he's clean. But Turcios really is going to be somebody that just can bring a lot of offense. He's a very difficult opponent to kind of prepare for. And in my opinion, Smotherman is going to be somebody that's going to benefit from clean distance striking exchanges. Ricky Turcios is somebody that really kind of pushes a pretty heavy pace, and he's attempting 4.5 takedowns per 15 minutes. His opponents are attempting 7.6 takedowns per 15 minutes against Ricky, and Ricky's attempting 16.2 distance strikes per minute, which is the same that Smotherman is. But I think that Ricky also brings that capability of being able to push a grappling heavy pace here as well. So I think he's going to be shooting takedowns. I don't think that this fight's going to be the clean, measured, distance striking fight it needs to be in order for Smotherman to look like a minus 180 favorite. So I think that it's dog or pass for me. But like you said, man, just because there's value on the dog based on how you're seeing it, you still kind of have to see what's the path to victory for Ricky. And in my opinion, it's going to be kind of narrow, right? I mean, even if he does win it, it's probably just going to be a very narrow fight that could have went either way, like the Brady Heastand fight. I have no idea who won the Brady Heastand fight. That was very close. There were a lot of shifts in momentum there. And the Kevin Natividad fight was also very close. I mean, he could be 0-5 in the UFC, Turcios. So I don't really want to play him at plus 145, but I mean, I get these feelings in my bones, when somebody's just overpriced, and there's no way I could pay minus 180 for Smotherman. I would have to hope that he had made massive improvements in the time away. And he's 28, so that is possible because he's been a lot more active than Ricky. I think he's a lot cleaner than Ricky at distance. I think he carries a lot more power there. And as long as he keeps the fight standing, I think he should probably win the fight on damage. I think it's probably Smotherman by decision here.
Yep, that's kind of what I'm going with as well. But yeah, minus 180, no thank you. And then it's like I kind of like the fight goes at minus 200 because I don't think. Well, Turcios is next level durable. I mean, we saw that in the Sopai fight. Turcios is extremely durable, and although I think Smotherman's chinny, is Turcios really gonna, knock him out? So I kind of think the fight goes, but I just don't want any money on either one of these guys. Just not a big fan of them.
I hear you. I'm with you there.
We got Daniel Castro. What is up, Daniel Castro? The great one and only Adam Fugitt, trying to be funny. Kayla, what?
Oh, come on.
Kayla's neck surgery was a success. She now has an Adams. What's wrong with people? What's wrong with you guys? Over under how many come-ons in this breakdown? I'm not gonna get into that. This fight is an ass off. Yeah, it's bad, man.
Yeah.
You think a guy like Smotherman would be better? Yeah, at grappling. Yeah, absolutely. Chat, don't forget to run the like. Apparently, yeah, you guys should forget to run the likes. I'm not prepared to sing tonight. I'm just not. So that would kind of stink. Ricky belongs in karate combat. There are all the Street Fighter combos he wants. Come on. We got Dan from Half the Battle. Smash the like button for my brother Brady and my uncle Weezy. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I know exactly what you're saying. But you should watch Ricky's shadow box on a cactus button in the desert in a hut. Amazing. He does a lot of shadow boxing in the cage, especially in that Zahabi fight. The old stripper that was harassing Brady is Ricky's auntie. Come on. Yeah, I don't like getting harassed at strip clubs. It's just not something I like all that much. Might be some value on the end split. Yeah, potentially could be a close competitive fight. Let's see. I don't. Fight goes distance minus 200. So you probably won't get the best price on the split decision, but I could see like a split. I'll be sweating Smotherman's chin. Hopefully Herzog is working that fight. Yeah, it's crazy that we even have to sweat Smotherman's chin against Turcios. I mean, just another reason not to lay minus 180 on him, for me at least. Smotherman minus 3.5 at plus 200 feels a bit generous, so that means he'd have to win every single round. Maybe. I mean,
or finish him.
Yeah, or finish him. Yeah. Maybe. Braiding your mustache reminds me of A Million Ways to Die in the West. What's that? Is that an older movie, Weezy?
No, it's not older. It's like a Seth MacFarlane movie, I think, with Charlize Theron. Just like a comedy movie. It was all right.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah. Only 2014. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not that old. Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's and like there's a scene where the guy runs a mustache shop, like where you sell waxes and things for your mustache, and it was it's like one of the funny parts of that movie, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
nice. I'll have to check it out. Heck yeah. All right. What do you talk? I'm not a fireman, dude. I don't know how to put out fires. All right, let's move on to the next fight. Hopefully this next fight isn't ass. Oh God. I mean, we'll see. I'm kind of looking forward to this one. It's an interesting. We got Josh Hokit going against Denzel Freeman. We got Josh Hokit, 28 years old, 6'1" with a 73-inch reach. We got Denzel Freeman, 34 years old, 6'1" with a 77-inch reach. Josh Hokit, 6 years younger, same height, and it's gonna be Freeman with a 4-inch reach advantage. Josh Hokit, I don't know. I mean, it's not showing up, but I think he's 5-0.
Oh yeah, they're all KOs, dude. Yeah. Like I got lazy because I've got some coding things that like bring in the decisions and stuff like that. But yeah, I've got to change them in here because it's saving me time, but now they're not showing properly.
Oh, good. Josh Hokit's 5-0 in his last 5 fights. I believe Denzel Freeman is 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Josh Hokit knocked out that bum Max Jimenez in his last fight and had a second-round TKO on the Contender Series. As far as Freeman, he had a decision win in his debut against Marek Bujlo. So this is a weird one to me, and this kind of feels like one of the biggest traps on the card to me because, people are excited about Hokit. This guy Hokit, he's a character. He has a personality. I watched a Josh Hokit interview. It was like a 40-minute interview that he did on, I think it was Jaden Cable's channel. And this guy's weird. Josh Hokit's probably one of the weirdest guys I've ever seen. So he is basically saying he has 2 different personalities. One of the personalities is Josh. And then the other personality is, what's his nickname? The Amazing Hoke.
Oh yeah, the Incredible Hoke.
The Incredible Hoke. And he was doing his weird gimmick for 40 minutes straight with like a weird voice, just a really weird guy. But he's I don't know, but he's a good fighter. He's a good wrestler, really good ground and pound. Has finished all of his wins. As far as Denzel Freeman, I think people have a really bad taste in their mouth after Denzel Freeman's debut, and rightfully so. It was a horrible fight. It was so bad that Buja got cut right after. But I went back and watched Freeman's other fights. It's like I was impressed in some of his fights. Not really the Pinson fight. He didn't really do anything in the Pinson fight, but he went out there and he dominated Steven Asplin. He dominated him in the first round, and then he submitted him early in the second round. And that win's going to age very well against Asplin, and then also knocked out Acuna. And it's like this guy Freeman has some skills. When he does let his hands go, he's a pretty good striker. Seems to have decent cardio, good wrestling in his own right. Pretty good fighter in Freeman. So I don't know, man. I mean, Josh Hokit's a pretty big favorite. I think, money's came in on Freeman. Freeman was like plus 200, now plus 185. I don't know. I think it's dog or pass here. Just because I don't know, there's a lot of unknowns. Like you watch Josh Hokit's entire career, you'll find one fight where you see some striking. It was in the Jimenez fight. Other than that, he's taking guys down. Is he gonna be able to take down and dominate Denzel Freeman? I'm not so sure. And I kind of have a funny feeling this fight's gonna play out on the feet, quite a bit, and we're gonna kind of find out who's the better striker. So I don't know. I think it's dog or pass. I don't think I'm betting on this fight. I actually was very interested in the over, and the over got obliterated. It opened up like minus 150. It's now minus 200. But yeah, I think this fight could kind of be a little bit boring just because Denzel Freeman does a really good job at kind of slowing down the fight and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. Who are you liking, Josh Hokit, who's a character, or do you like the guy that says, "Hey, ho, hey"? Who are you liking here?
I was fine with Freeman's performance in his debut fight because I bet on him, and he was kind of cleanly winning the distance striking exchanges. He didn't take any unnecessary chances, and he didn't have to because Merrick Bulow was giving him nothing.
Oh,
He just wasn't providing any resistance. And frankly, it's the same thing with Hokit's last fight against Jimenez. He just ran that dude into a dick saw. It was very fast. It was ugly for Jimenez, and it was a great debut for Josh Hokit. I think both of these guys are future top 15 heavyweights. I think that's pretty much a given, actually, because if you can wrestle at this level and you have some kind of some just like little bit of athleticism, you're going to be good, because this division is full of fat, unathletic dudes that rely on power or either have a massive striking inefficiency or a massive grappling inefficiency. So guys like Freeman, who has legit wrestling, good athletic ability, and good size for the division, are going to be able to win minutes and moments at this level. And Josh Hokit, who has ridiculous athleticism. I mean, we talked about this guy last time. This guy played Division I football at Fresno State. He was a running back and a fullback. He ran for over 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. He played on the San Francisco 49ers practice squad. And he's a Division 1A All-American freestyle wrestler, Brady. This guy's legit. He's only 28 years old. He's a real athlete, which is something that you just don't see a lot of in this weight class. He showed some really solid striking in the last fight against a really bad striker, a guy that frankly shouldn't have been here in the first place. Just like Freeman's first opponent, Merrick Bulow, had no business being signed to the UFC. So both of these guys are coming off beating somebody that's not even contender series ready yet. So a step up for both guys. But it's Freeman who's fought the better level of competition. It's Freeman who's displayed the ability to go out there and win second and third rounds in his fights. So he's the guy that's more tested when it comes to going to decision, Brady. And he's a Greco-Roman wrestler. So like, while Freeman's probably going to be better at wrestling the upper body, Hokit will probably be better at going to the legs and getting a single leg and maybe getting the fight to the ground that way. When we see two wrestlers square off, sometimes we see a boring striking battle. And I think that would probably favor Freeman, who's got a 4-inch reach advantage and who looks like he'd probably be a little bit bigger of a heavyweight here. So I think it's a really interesting fight. I almost got to a Freeman bet just because of all the things that I talked about, with him being more tested against better brand of competition, having experience winning second and third rounds of his fights. But Hokit, I really think that this guy's ceiling is very high for this division, because not only is he at least bringing some kind of personality, some kind of flavor to the division, whether you like him or not, people are going to be talking about him. And that's important. They've got to have fighters that they can build up. And when you look at all the name value that they have on this card, Brady, it kind of makes sense that Josh Hokit is on this card, because I think that this is a guy who can get people talking about him. And I think he's got real athleticism and a real relevant skill set right now for the UFC's heavyweight division. I think Hokit probably gets the win here. You're muted. Hey,
no,
it's not your fault. No, I mean, I know you want to play it off like it didn't happen. We got to shake the rust off. We got to shake the rust off, dude. This is what happens. We haven't been on camera in like almost 6 weeks. So, it could happen to anybody.
I was letting you finish your thoughts.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird fight, man. It's like, if these guys strike for 15 minutes, I don't know. Is Hokit minus 215? I don't know. I haven't really seen enough striking from him outside of Jimenez, which just doesn't count. So, yeah. And then who's going to win the wrestling exchanges? Probably Hokit, but we'll see. Yeah, I really like that over at minus 150, but minus 200, I'm not in love with. It's a heavyweight fight at the end of the day, but kind of still think it goes over. Hokit's going to beat Freeman's ass. I hope so. I'm not. I hate. Hey, ho, shut up. Just shut up. Hokit is a guy we haven't really seen get pressed or fight anyone with a well-rounded game. Yeah, just kind of unproven, but yeah, the skills are clearly there. I am rooting for Hokit to win. I think 99% of people are rooting for Hokit, right there with you. But he's an ass. Kobe Covington stayed in Clovis, California for a minute as well. Take the over 1.5. Yeah, it got smashed, but I still think it hits. We got Philip P with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, Philip. Means a lot, man. Have y'all had chance to see Pinson's most recent fight? Talk about fix. I did not.
Was it in because I know that Freeman fought him in PFL, so I'm thinking maybe Pinson's still in PFL. I didn't see it, but I watched Dan's show for UFC 324, and he mentioned that like it looked like Pinson was trying to lose in his last fight. I haven't seen it, but I heard Dan talk about it, and he said that it was super suspicious.
Jeez. Pulled a Bulgarian there.
You never know.
Hey, ho. Hey, ho. I think Denzel Freeman hates getting hit. I can't unsee what I saw in that Pinson fight. Yeah, the Pinson fight was brutal to watch. If Josh Hokit backs his word and makes it entertaining, he should be able to find the KO. Yeah, maybe Freeman does hate getting hit. This is the one fight that I have money on both fighters. Both have clear paths to victory. Putting Freeman in one parlay covers all 5 of my parlays if it hits. Best of luck. I don't think I'm touching this one, but we'll see. Fresno State Bulldogs, best college team. I don't know about that.
No, I think Indiana, actually. It might be Indiana or maybe Miami this year. I guess we'll find out tonight.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, this game, oh my gosh. So Indiana's up 27-21. Miami has the ball, and they just threw a pick. The game's over.
Oh, wow. Okay. Indiana Hoosiers, stand up. I never knew that they had a decent football team. They came out of nowhere this year, at least for me. I don't pay attention.
Yeah, I don't. They're like a basketball school. So that's for Indiana just won the championship. Good for them. So good to be back, man. How are you guys keeping? We're keeping, man. We're keeping.
All right, my man.
Benson went full Bulgarian. Yeah, I don't like when people go full Bulgarian.
Never go full Bulgarian.
Ask yourself who you think the UFC would want to win. They want Hokit to win, and Hokit was talking about how Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby call him like the trash man because they want him to take out all the trash in the heavyweight division. And I think that's what they're doing here. I think the UFC's probably a little bit pissed off at the performance Freeman put out, and they're going to try to make Hokit get him out of there. Freeman by decision would be a big number. What is fight goes the distance plus 180? And I don't think that's bad, but a lot of question marks, I think, for this fight. All right, moving on to the next fight. It is going to be Alex Perez going against Charles Johnson. We got Charles Johnson, 35 years old, 5'9" with a 70-inch reach. Alex Perez, 33 years old, 5'6" with a 65-inch reach. Perez is 2 years younger. Johnson has a 3-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage. Perez is 1-4 in his last 5 fights. A submission loss to Alexander Pantoja, a decision loss to Muhammad Makayev, a knockout win against Mateus Nicolau, a knockout loss against Tatsuro Taira, and then a submission loss to Asu Amabaya. As far as Johnson, he is 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Decision win against Jake Hadley, knockout win against Josh Van, a decision win against Sumadarji, a decision loss against Timarov, and then a knockout win against Lonnie Kavanaugh. So it's kind of weird seeing Alex Perez being this active. Like typically, we have to wait like 2 years to see 2 or 3 years to see Alex Perez back in the cage. But this span that he's had, since the Makayev fight, he's been back in there like pretty often. Like even the Taira fight where he got injured brutally in that fight, he was back like 6-7 months later. He didn't take much time off. So it's good to see Alex Perez come back, but I mean, he's losing a lot of these fights to good opponents. Don't get me wrong, but still, how I kind of see this fight playing out, Weezy, it's pretty simple to break down. I mean, Charles Johnson's going to lose the first round. He just is. I mean, this guy's lost the majority of the first rounds he's had. Lost the first round against Kavanaugh. Lost the first round against Timarov. I don't know if he lost the first round against Hadley. Maybe it was close, but he's lost like every first round. So I think Perez is going to look pretty good early, and it's like a tale of 2 fighters with both these guys. Perez is going to look early until he gets finished, right? And then Johnson's going to look bad early until he kind of gets going as the fight goes on. So yeah, Johnson loses round 1, gets going as the fight goes on, and then takes over and either wins rounds 2 or rounds 3, or potentially finishes Alex Perez, who's just been finished a handful of times. So yeah, I like Johnson here, and Johnson's been looking pretty good. He's been looking very good. The only loss he's had his last several fights is against Timurov, and didn't Timurov, pop for all the steroids?
Yeah, he did. He's out for like a year and a half, or it might even be 2 years. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
Tamarov
big.
popped.
Yeah. So outside of Cheater, I mean, he hasn't lost in a while. I think the last time he had a real loss was Cody Durden, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was Durden or Odie Osborne, right? I mean, besides the Tamarov fight, obviously, but yeah, I think he lost those back to back. Johnson's been up and down, man.
Yeah. But he seems to be finally putting it together, maybe showing a little bit more consistency here. So, and then Perez is just all inconsistent. So yeah, I like Johnson here. It's just tough laying like minus 215. What is he minus 205 on Johnson, because after the first round you probably get him at a much better price. But yeah, Johnson round 2, round 3 is a very good fighter.
Charles Johnson's a very good fighter, period. But it's just sometimes he seems to fight up or down to the level of opposition that he's in the cage with. He's very confident in his skills, and he doesn't really get tired. So he's always there. He's extremely durable. He's huge for the division. And now he's flashing power, Brady. And that's why he's winning. He knocked out Josh Van. And I remember when that happened, I was like, that was the biggest fluke ever. Yeah. Right? I'm like, that was a straight up fluke. But then in the next fight against Sumaderji, he goes out there and he destroys him, almost finishes him in the second round. Then in the Tamarov fight, he almost gets Tamarov out of there in the third round. And then against Loney Kavanaugh, he gets his ass whooped in the first round. He's getting his leg kicked off. He comes back and he knocks this dude out. So Charles Johnson was somebody I feel like he's taken that next step, because he was never showing knockout power early in his UFC career. He was the kind of guy who could finish you if he outlasted you and put a pace on you and got you tired, and then he could finish you late. Now Charles Johnson is sitting down on his punches and he's actually knocking dudes out. And I feel like if that becomes a regular part of what we see in the cage, is him being able to finish fights with his hands, I think that the sky's the limit for Charles Johnson. He's a 35-year-old flyweight, so that's something like he's got to go now, because we need to see this guy in 5-round fights where he's going to be able to rely on that conditioning and that durability in order to show us the best version of himself. Perez, I mean, I just can't bet him here, but I got to tell you, I mean, I got some bad news for Charles Johnson, Brady. I think I like him to win this fight.
No.
Yeah, man, which means he's fucking losing, because if I pick Charles Johnson to win, Alex Perez is 100% winning this fight. And if I pick Alex Perez to win the fight, Charles Johnson is 100% winning this fight. Why? Because I'm the worst to ever do it when it comes to picking Charles Johnson fights. I'm so bad at picking his fights that last time he fought, I picked Kavanaugh to win and then bet on Charles Johnson. Got the fight pick wrong, cashed the bet. So I don't know what to do, dude, here. I mean, I think Charles Johnson's going to win.
Can you please pick Alex Perez?
I know. See, like, I feel like I have to do that. If I want Charles Johnson to win, I kind of feel like I have to pick Alex Perez to win, but I can't just lie about it. I actually have to feel it in my bones that, like, Perez is going to win this fight. And if I feel that in my bones, then Charles Johnson is going to wipe the floor with him.
Come on.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. I like this version of Charles Johnson, though, Brady. If he's got power in his hands and he's got knockout ability, you add that to the volume that he puts on, you add that to the dependable conditioning, the dependable durability, never been finished in 25 professional fights. Guy's massive for the division, and he's a pro when it comes to his weight cutting. Guy's never missed weight at the UFC level. He's one of the biggest flyweights on the roster, and he fights about as frequently as any flyweight in the division. So this guy, he's a true professional, but now that he's flashing that power, I think Charles Johnson is as dangerous as anyone in the division right now that's outside the top 5. So I do think that this should be Charles Johnson winning this fight. So I don't know how he's going to fuck it up, but he's probably going to find a way to fuck it up if I'm picking him to win.
I hope not. I mean, Alex Perez always finds ways to F it up, though.
Yeah, he does. He does. And yeah,
someone's gonna F up here, man. It's simple as that.
Yeah, because like you're not going to finish Charles Johnson. Nobody finishes Charles Johnson.
Yeah.
And if you're a guy like Perez who loves to kind of like find a way to lose fights, like another guy in this card in Michael Johnson, you know, you got to figure that Charles Johnson will find that opening at some point. And he might even submit this dude. What's Johnson by submission? Because Alex Perez loves getting submitted.
Yeah, they know that, man. You'll never guess this. Johnson has 0 submission wins in the UFC, right?
Yeah.
The KO prop is worse than the sub prop. I mean, the KO is plus 500. The submission is plus 300.
And I mean, like you think about it, you see that Perez has been subbed 3 times and knocked out twice. But one of those knockouts is a straight up submission because it was the Bushido backpack by Tatsuro Taira. It was essentially a submission where he was injured.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, dude, I thought I was being cheeky there, but if they're going to give me 500 on a Charles Johnson knockout,
yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing. Alex Perez has never even been knocked down in 13 UFC fights. So he's a pretty
Joey
durable
B.
guy.
Joey B. knocked him out twice in that fight. Remember that?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Not once,
brutal.
but twice. Who was the ref there? Was that?
I don't know who it was.
Was that Murgliata?
I don't know, but like he stopped the fight and he was like, keep going, and then he just kept beating his ass. Then he finally he's like, that's enough.
I forget who that ref was. I forget if it was Herb or if it was
no, it wasn't Herb. Let me see. It might have been Murgliata. Let's take a look. It was Yavis Levine.
Oh, Yves Levine. Yves Levine. Okay. Yes, they must have been in Canada.
Yeah. So, yeah, it could happen. I mean, Charles Johnson could potentially knock him out. He could sub him. I kind of like just Charles Johnson ITD. I mean, Charles Johnson ITD is plus 190. The sub prop's only plus 300. I just take the ITD.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe Charles Johnson finish only could be a nice play, but they're onto that as well. It's like minus 260. So
makes sense.
Yeah. Will you both go to Washington to the UFC White House? I want a meet and greet. I will be there for sure. I'm hoping they're like the ticket prices aren't too expensive. I'm not talking about like on the lawn, but they're going to do like across the street. They're doing like, I think this is like 80,000 seats. So I'll be going there. Yeah, I'll be going there for sure with a couple buddies. And that's kind of like the one card I really want to go to this year is that White House card.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the call from Trump. I mean, I'm expecting to get an invite and all that stuff. I just don't want to like ruin it by asking him too soon, you know?
Yeah. You're going to put you on like front row on the White House lawn.
I don't know about front row, dude. I don't think I got that kind of security clearance, but I mean, me and Don, we go way back. So I'm hoping, you know, from my stock exchange days where I was, that we could hopefully work something out here, but I got to wait. Donnie always waits to the last minute.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Kind of like Perez. Well, Perez probably is going to be looking pretty. If you bet on Perez, you're going to be like, this is a phenomenal bet. And then a couple seconds later, no.
Yeah.
So just be prepared to smash your TV one way or another. Enjoyed the break, but it's time to lock back in. Agree. Yeah. What is up, Aussie fight fan? This matchup screams live bet CJ after round 1 to me. I think it is, but we'll see. I kind of think they're going to be all over it because that's like a Charles Johnson thing, but we'll see. Perez would probably tap to a purple belt. Oh, to a purple nurple. Well, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he probably would. Probably would. His bed sheets have been cleaned of all shit stains. Who?
Which one?
I don't. Oh, see, Charles Johnson maybe.
Huh.
Charles Johnson's losing round 1, and he will take over in the second round. Agreed. Jekka's. Yeah, we got to get Jekka Sergey back in there. I mean, I think it's about time. I think he's finally woken up. We got Lazy Bed. Bada bing, bada boom. Highest guy in the room. How you doing? What is up, Lazy Bed?
Yeah.
Not Weezy. That was the Disney ESPN curse. Things will be different on Paramount. I hope so.
Well, hope so, yeah. But I mean, like, I don't know if he's talking about my inability to pick Charles Johnson fights, but I don't know. Maybe it'll turn around this week. I don't know.
Johnson smash spot. Yeah, I'm thinking so as well. Let's see. I'm here for the gangbang. What is up, Luca Soli? Good to see you in here. Hopefully you had a good break. I can't imagine what you did over that break. Probably some disgusting things. But yeah, good to see you in here. 23 likes to hear Brother Brady sing. I know we can make 100 likes. Jeez, we're getting close. At least I didn't say like get a tattoo or something. At least I didn't say something stupid, because sometimes I do that, or get like a rat tail or something. Mendoza touchdown run was insane. I didn't see it. What's up, fellas? Glad to be back. Good luck this year. Yeah, I missed most of the game, unfortunately. But yeah, good to see Indiana got the job done. Good for them. All right, let's move on to the next fight. We have Nikita Krylov going against Modestas Bukauskas. We got Krylov, 33 years old, 6'3" with a 77-inch reach. We got Bukauskas, 31 years old, 6'3" with a 78-inch reach. Bukauskas 2 years younger, same height, and we got Bukauskas with a 1-inch reach advantage. Krylov is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. He knocked out on Alexander Gustafsson. He won a decision against Volkan Oezdemir, beat Ryan Spann by submission, lost by knockout to Dominic Reyes and Bogdan Guskov, both in the first round. As far as Bukauskas, he has 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Had a knockout loss to Vitor Petrino. He beat Marcin Prachnio by submission, knocked out Rafael Cerquera, beat Iwan Kudalaba by decision, and then knocked out Paul Craig. So, yeah, this is a weird one, because like I'm like one of the biggest Modestas Bukauskas haters out there. You know, I've watched a lot of his fights. I've fallen asleep during a lot of them, but that was then, man. I mean, I haven't really fallen asleep in his last several fights. I think it's been a while since I've fallen asleep during a Modestas fight. Like back in the Cage Warriors days before he made his first stint, he had like multiple 5-round fights, and they were just awful. He just did nothing. But yeah, these last couple fights have been fun. He's going out there getting finishes. Good to see that. But Nikita Krylov is a complete wild man, or at least he was. I don't know what it is with Krylov. Like this guy had, what was it, like a shoulder surgery, like a couple of years ago. I think it was like a shoulder. He took a couple of years off, and he comes back against Reyes, and it's like he like aged 15 years. It's like who the heck is this guy with the gray hair? Like this guy, it looks like he's like 50 now. Against Dominic Reyes, and he gets knocked out in the first round, and then he shows up against Guskov, and that fight was only a couple months later, and he looks like he gained another 10 years. It's like, what's going on, Nikita? And he looks bad to me. He looks washed to me. He gets knocked out by Guskov, and you know, getting knocked out by Guskov and Reyes isn't the end of the world, but it's just how he fought in those fights. His best attribute is that crazy style, that really good grappling. He's a very good grappler, but he just doesn't seem to want to grapple anymore. I don't know if it's because of the shoulder or what, but he hasn't even thought about attempting a takedown. Like that, where's the Nikita Krylov we love? Where's the Nikita Krylov, you know, that we know? I don't think he exists anymore. So I don't know, man. You know, Modestas, I'm not a big fan of him, but Nikita just looks done to me. And I know Nikita is only 33 years old, but this guy has 41 fights. Every time he gets into a fight, it's like an all-out chaotic war. He's taking damage. He's giving damage. I think the damage is kind of starting to add up. Along with that, his fight IQ sucks. I mean, Krylov's fight IQ sucks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Why aren't you trying to take down Bogdan Guskov, man? Why are you going into the guard of Paul Craig, Nikita? It's like, I don't know. So I think he's washed. I think his fight IQ sucks. But I'm not in love with, you know, laying chalk on a guy like Modestas. But maybe I will have to, because this line has crashed down. And in terms of line movement, Weezy, this has to be some of the most line movement over the break. Krylov was as high as plus 208. Krylov is currently sitting at plus 118. Modestas was at minus 243, currently sitting at minus 138. A lot of people are betting a washed guy here.
Yeah. And I mean, if he's not washed, he's going to fucking run through Bukauskas. He's so much better.
If he grapples, yeah.
He's so much better than Bukauskas. Do you remember when we used to do the DraftKings show? Me, you, Gordo, and Monk.
Yeah.
And you remember when Modestas Bukauskas was about to fight Marcin Prachnio, and like for some reason I went off for like 10 minutes straight, just absolutely going off on Modestas Bukauskas about how shitty of a fighter he was, about how boring his fights are, about like it's like drinking an entire bottle of cough syrup before he gets into the cage. He's lazy. His striking sucks. His grappling sucks. And since that rant, this young man is 4 wins and 0 losses, and he has just shook me up. Now, of course, he out-grappled Prochnio. Who cares? He beat that bum Rafael Cerqueira, who's terrible. I don't think he won the Iwan Kutalaba fight.
Same, and I lost money on that too.
I lost money on that one too, but it was a close fight. It could have went either way. It wasn't like it was a robbery or anything. So it's a good win. The Kutalaba win's a good win, and then he goes out there against Paul Craig and like finishes him on the ground with ground and pound. It sounded like he caved open a coconut with that elbow that he landed on Paul Craig that simultaneously ended his career. So now Bukauskas all of a sudden he's won 4 in a row. He's won 4 UFC fights in a row. You know, a few people actually achieve that fucking, accolade. 4 UFC wins in a row is a big deal. This guy has got 7 UFC wins, but he's beating that lower level of the division. The thing about Krylov is like you mentioned, 2 years off to rehab a serious shoulder injury. And then he comes back and he loses to Reyes and he loses to Guskov. So not only do you have to worry about him being physically washed because of the shoulder injury and because of the long layoff, but you also have to worry about the fact that this guy has never had good fight IQ.
Oh,
do you remember? I remember we had just started doing Stat Diggers and Krylov was fighting Paul Craig. And we both had big bets on the under there. But we were like, dude, Krylov is going to keep this fight standing and he's going to knock out Paul Craig. And what happens? He shoots a fucking takedown in the first 30 seconds, goes right into Paul Craig's guard, gets put in a couple of bad spots.
He stays there.
Gets back up, takes him down again, Brady, puts himself in the triangle and gets finished. Now, I don't remember whether you or I if we had money on Krylov. We definitely had money on the under though.
Which makes sense.
So I mean, I don't know if we got screwed because of that, but like I remember we were talking about that where we were like, what is this guy doing? How do you make that choice? Not once, but twice. Like he made it once, got put in bad spots, stood back up, and then he took him down again. And then this guy goes out and then like, I'm listening to this interview, Brady, right?
Yeah.
And he's talking about, all right, I had been away from the cage for 2 years and then I got knocked out by Reyes and I felt like I desperately needed a win. So he made a quick turnaround against Bogdan Guskov. And then he says, I didn't give myself time to prepare for the Bogdan Guskov fight. I'm like, what? Time to prepare a fucking game plan? Because I don't know who your coach is, Nikita, but I promise you, I could draw up a 1-word game plan for a Bogdan Guskov fight, and I could explain it to you in 3 seconds. Wrestle! You dumbass. Just wrestle. The guy's a fucking white belt. He made Volkan Ozdemir look like Damian Maia out there, Brady. And what does he do? Does he shoot a takedown? No.
He doesn't even think about it.
Yeah. And it's like, and you're going to go out there and you're going to make what do you mean? How do you make an excuse for that? You took down Paul Craig twice in a minute, and you didn't want to wrestle Guskov. So not only it's a roundabout way of saying, Brady, not only might this guy make the wrong decisions in there, but there's also a possibility that he just can't wrestle anymore. Because guess what we just saw a couple weeks before the end of the year? We saw Jan Blachowicz be the 5th straight brain-dead retard to go out there and shoot 0 fucking takedowns against Bogdan Guskov. And of course, not beat him. And what was Blachowicz saying before the fight? Oh yeah, I can't even lift my fucking left arm above my head anymore because it's a shoulder injury. So I don't know if Krylov can wrestle anymore, Brady. I don't know if he can. And even if he can, you don't know if he's going to. Like this guy would wrestle Damian Maia and then he would keep a fight with Ateba Gauthier standing.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, like I guess it's Bukauskas here. because he could win this fight by being the better striker. He could win this fight by having better fight IQ. He could win this fight by having better conditioning. And he could win this fight by just being less washed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, Krylov could easily win if he just grapples, but like that Guskov fight, that fight lasted like 4 minutes. Didn't even think about it. Didn't even think about grappling. So, if that's the case, if he's going to come out here and point fight with Bukauskas, he's probably getting knocked out at some point. So we'll see. I think it all comes down to the game plan of Krylov. The over-under is kind of interesting to me. You know, typically I love unders in Krylov fights, and I'm sure you have the stats to back it up, but this guy goes under like it's his job, dude.
Yeah, dude, like on my over-under template, there have been 20 Nikita Krylov fights, and 12 of them have ended under 1.5, and 11 of those 20 have ended in the first round. 11 and only 5 of his 20 fights have seen a third round.
Wow. Yeah.
At the UFC level.
And if you watch his fight, you'll see why for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like he's very aggressive, whether it's on the feet or whether it's with his grappling. He's always on offense. He has no defensive mind at all.
Yeah. And I don't like him being like, he's kind of trying to turn himself into, like, I don't know what he's doing out there against Reyes and Guskov. It's like, that's not your game, dude. That's just not his game.
Yeah, I know. It's some of these guys just make bizarre decisions in there, man.
But yeah, over under set at 1.5 rounds. The over 1.5 plus 105. The under 1.5 is minus 125. I mean, if we get crazy Krylov, that under probably looks good. But if we get like a hesitant Krylov that wants the point fight, maybe it goes. He still could get knocked out. But Modestas opened up. Yeah, minus 200, currently minus 138, and then Krylov opened up plus 170, currently plus 118. Well, we're going to find out if Krylov is actually washed. He looks washed, but I think this is kind of a good test to see if he's actually washed.
Yeah, we'll find out. We're going to find out, man. It's going to be because there's great reasons to like both fighters here.
I agree. Smash that like button there. This is what I wanted to take by money line for my bonus bucks. Krylov keeps getting knocked out with the first punch that lands. Yeah, he looks chinny. He looks done. But it's Modestas Bukauskas, so Modelo Bukake is bringing the pipe heavy on the Bukake.
Let's go.
There we go. Put a bunch on Krylov. Hope he is not as washed as he seems. Yeah, for Krylov, it's like you got to worry about being washed. You got to worry about him not being durable. You got to worry about the fight IQ. I can't get involved. But I'm assuming, Daz, you probably beat a ton of line movement because this line's completely crashed down. Bukauskas should get him out of there. Krylov will win, or Krylov will win a decision. Krylov don't really win many decisions. He won one against Özdemir.
Yeah,
and Walker.
Finisher.
Krylov equals wash. We're about to find out. Modestas is not exactly a power puncher. I said the same thing. I bet the over in the Craig fight, and he killed poor Paul Craig. What's up, Bruce Leroy? Good to see you. Maybe because Modestas is not fast. Smash the like button and subscribe. Road to 30K. Have I got 30K yet?
Let's see, dude. That would be a huge celebration, a huge feather in your cap, Brady.
I lost a subscriber. Why am I?
You got to be kidding me! You're 3 short.
I was 2 short, and now I'm 3 short. Why am I even doing the show? People are subscribing during the show. You got to be kidding me.
Unsubscribing.
Unsubscribing during the show is crazy. What's going on? What's wrong with people, man? Come on. I'm never going to reach 30K again. Ever. It's over.
The last 3 are the hardest to get, man. That's the thing. It's like getting to 29,997 is the easy part.
So it's
the 30K,
3, man. I mean, the last month, the amount of subscribers I've lost has been crazy. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Modestas for the win. We got D Spearman. What's up, D? Preach Weezy. Yeah, he's preaching, man. Good point about whether or not Krylov can actually even wrestle. Give me Modestas by having health. Yeah, if it turns out Krylov can't wrestle, how's he going to win this fight? I mean, maybe he can knock. I mean, he has some power.
He can knock him out. It's not like Modestas is kind of chinny. He's been knocked out 3 different times.
Yeah. No, he is kind of chinny. Yeah, Krylov might be washed. He should consider contacting Muslim Salikov or Sergey Spivak to learn the ancient art of vampirism. I agree.
Yeah, he could be a forever 31.
Bukaki by KO. Thank me later. Well, let's see what the price is on that. Bukaki by KO. Plus 130.
Ugh.
Yeah, you don't love that. I mean, he's minus 130. So Bukaki inside the distance minus 105.
Fuck. What is this world coming to?
I don't know. I really don't know. Krylov said he accepted the Reyes and Guskov fight for the sake of fighting and to get back in there. And this time it's different. Watch him not wrestle again. We'll see. 14 likes away, Brady. Zombie. There we go. We'll see if we can get it. Unsubscribing when you're live is cold. That's about as cold-blooded as it gets, man. People are watching the show, enjoying the show, and I'm gonna unsubscribe to this jackass. We're like, what? Come on, that's crazy. All right, let's move on to the next fight. It is going to be Michael Johnson going against Alexander Hernandez. We got Michael Johnson, 39 years old, 5'10" with a 73-inch reach. Alexander Hernandez, 33 years old, 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. Hernandez is 6 years younger. Johnson has a 1-inch height advantage and a 1-inch reach advantage. Michael Johnson, 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Mark Diakese, decision win. Knockout loss to Carlos Diego Ferreira. Decision win against Darius Flowers. Knockout win against Otman Azaitar. And then a decision win against Daniel Zellhuber. As far as Hernandez, he's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Decision loss to Damon Jackson. Decision win against Austin Hubbard. Decision win against Kurt Hollabaugh. Knockout win against Chase Hooper. And then a knockout win against Carlos Diego Ferreira. I don't know about you, Weezy, but Michael Johnson and Alexander Hernandez are both 4-1 in their last 5 fights. It's like we haven't seen this consistency from either one of these guys their entire careers. And now all of a sudden, they're putting it together a little bit. So I don't know. It's so hard to trust both these guys. I mean, Michael Johnson, this guy, we talk about, finding a way to lose. I mean, this guy's found a way to lose so many fights. And some of the losses, like how that happened, Michael? How'd you lose to Stevie Ray?
Yeah.
How are you losing to Stevie Ray? And then Alexander Hernandez, we know all about him, came into the UFC with a big knockout win, gained some hype. And, he's been broken and finished multiple times. It's like, it's just hard to trust both these guys. A lot of money has came in on Michael Johnson throughout the week. Hernandez was, oh my God. Hernandez opened up minus 300, Weezy.
Wow.
He went all the way down to minus 138. He's currently minus 155. Michael Johnson opened up plus 250. He's currently plus 135. Money's poured in on Michael Johnson. And it makes some sense. I know he's 39, but he still has that good striking. I don't know, man. It seems like kind of like the Turcios Smotherman fight. Like I don't want to bet either one of these fighters, to be honest. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, just 2 fights ago, Hernandez was plus 250 against Chase Hooper.
Weren't we there?
We were there.
Oh,
we
God.
were there, and that was a close fight until he landed that shot at the end of the first. And 4 minutes into the first round, me and Brady are looking at each other going, why is he not wrestling? Why is Chase Hooper not trying to get this fight to the ground? And then he wound up getting clipped. And then he goes out there and he beats Carlos Diego Ferreira, who, I mean, Ferreira's 41, 42 years old right now, I think, right? And Johnson's 39. He's 39 years old, 7 months, 16 days today. So this guy is definitely getting up there too. So it's a tricky fight. A fun fact, what both of these guys have in common, Brady? They've both gotten their asses shaved by Thiago Moises. How about that?
I mean, the Johnson fight, I mean, he was kicking Moises' ass, and then all of a sudden in the second round, he gets heel hooked, right?
Yeah, 10 seconds into the round, Thiago was like, fuck this. I'm dropping for a heel hook. It was over. And then Hernandez, Thiago Moises was yelling at Hernandez in round 3. I mean, he got pieced up on the feet by Thiago Moises. So, one of the things I just wanted to mention was just a couple of fights ago, Hernandez lost a split or, had a very close split decision fight against Austin Hubbard. You know, he had to use his wrestling to get Kurt Hollabaugh out of there, who's got bad takedown defense. And then Chase Hooper willingly kind of stood and struck with him, kind of left the door open. So I'm not, you know, I mean, Hernandez is on a 4-fight win streak, and he's still only 33 years old. But I still think he's like the same fighter that we were thinking would barely beat, you know, Austin Hubbard. I still don't think he's a good minute winner. He's just not. He doesn't throw. He doesn't have like this style where he stays very busy and is extremely accurate and defensively responsible at range. What he can do is shift the fight with a big shot, like he did in the last fight against Ferreira, like he did in the fight before that against Chase Hooper. You know, if this guy catches you in that first half of the fight, he's got enough power to get you out of there. So, but I think Michael Johnson's probably the better minute winner at range. He's been historically very durable. He's only been knocked down twice in his last 24 fights, and he's only been knocked out 3 times as a professional, and that's in 43 professional fights. And this guy's fought everybody, you know. So I feel like this is a close fight. I feel like the line is probably about where it should be. I agree that Hernandez should be the favorite. He's definitely a lot hotter right now in terms of just career trajectory and his recent performances. Johnson is a guy who can find ways to lose fights, but Hernandez is too, to be fair. So I think it's a really good fight. I think that these guys are well matched, and I think that these guys are going to keep it close, man. I could see Johnson getting a win here, and I think Hernandez is probably going to be on pretty thin margins here. So I would kind of hesitate to be laying juice on Hernandez. I'm probably just going to stay away from this one, or maybe bet an over.
Yeah, like it's like if you bet on Hernandez, it's like, oh, you're laying chalk on him, and you know it could go bad. And if you're betting on Johnson, it's like, oh, you know, you just bet on Michael Johnson. It's like, but yeah, I mean, I would bet Michael Johnson at plus 250 in this fight, absolutely. How long was that line there? Let's see.
Not going to get that. Line's long gone.
Oh, that was there, I mean, like 19 minutes.
Can I just say, let me, you know, Austin Hubbard against Austin Hubbard. Hernandez was minus 102.
Oh gosh.
Against Hollabaugh, he was minus 175, and Hollabaugh has 0% takedown defense, right? And that's what he had to do to win that fight. Then he's plus 315 in the fight after that against Chase Hooper, and he's plus 100 last time out against Carlos Diego Ferreira. So now we're, you know, after a 4-fight win streak, now we're going to start to pay up again for Hernandez. And like, it just feels like one of those spots that you might get caught with your pants down a little bit if you lay juice on this guy and he doesn't land that big shot. I think the minutes are going to be real close.
Yeah, it's dangerous laying chalk on Hernandez.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, I kind of like the over as well, but I mean, both these guys, yeah, that's not bad at all. Minus 135, over 2.5.
Yeah. Let me see what my model thinks of that bet. I got the over 2.5. It was priced at minus 120 earlier, and that was almost a trifecta bet because we got a 39 fight sample size of Hernandez and Johnson fights from January 1st, 2013 on. 39 fights, 23 of them, of those 39 have went over 2.5 rounds. That's about 59% as a whole. So you could see paying up to about minus 150 for that over 2.5.
Yeah, I don't mind that because I don't know if Hernandez is knocking out Johnson, and Johnson is not one of these guys that pushes like a hellacious pace that's gonna like crumble Hernandez. And Hernandez's cardio's looked 10 times better, you know, as of late. I think he's finally figured out the gassing issues, so that's good for him. We're at 90 likes. Jeez. Let's go, MJ. Let's do it. MJ might be the UFC's greatest journeyman. Yeah, man.
He's the best 24-19 fighter in the UFC, Brady.
You won't find a better one.
Yeah.
You won't find a better one. Every fight, Alex is getting better recently. Yeah, it actually looks like that, and it's weird because he's like 33. Brady, look at the likes. 7 away. Dang. Can I sing like either In the Arms of the Angels or some Celine Dion? I don't know if I want to sing Zombie. I've sang Zombie too much.
Yeah, and
Why don't-
Priscilla Cachoeira is not on this card either.
Yeah, I'll save that for Forrest. Can I sing like "In the Arms of the Angels" for Pulev? Maybe I could do that. Let me know, because I've sang "Zombie" so many times. And Priscilla's fighting in like 2 weeks. Can't trust Factory X fighters. Which one? Oh, Hernandez is Factory X now.
No, not anymore. Actually, I think that him and Roy Val have been training together. You know, I think a couple of people left Factory X, so I think he's with Roy Val. I don't know what if the gym has a name or if he's just training with him, but I don't think he's been at Factory X for the last 2 camps, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like a lot of people left Factory X. So let's see if he says it here. No, I don't see anything. Oh, he's just doing a photo shoot. I don't know. I don't really see any pictures of him training anywhere. So who knows? What? I see him. He's doing a promo for Real My Bookie in a robe, smoking a cigar.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why can't we get a My Bookie sponsorship?
Look at this. We should be doing something like this. He's talking about Russians. Look at him. Look at that hat. He's smoking a cigar, talking about Real My Bookie. I don't know. I've never heard of Real My Bookie.
Huh.
Very interesting. Now that's a promo right there.
That's a great outfit.
It's a great. You don't see outfits like that nowadays.
No, and the hat's got some swag too. I like it.
Yeah, he's got a nice cigar. Looks like, yeah, very nice. So I don't know. You guys remember that MJ versus Justin Gaethje brawl? Yeah, that was a phenomenal fight. Epic.
I watched that one, Brady, during the weeks off. I mean, that fight was incredible. I mean, and it was great. It was because it was formally researched. You know, Johnson's on this card, Gaethje's on this card. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch that one. That was such an awesome fight.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. You should sing "Rich Girl" by Hall and Oates.
Hall and Oates.
Hall and Oates.
Oates. You know who Hall and Oates are, right?
Probably if I heard it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you've probably heard 30 of their songs before. They've had like at least 20 #1 hits over the years.
What do you think? Gasolina? What? My Spanish isn't that good. Brady, it's your show. You get to sing whatever you choose. I'm feeling some. What's a song? In the arms. What's the song called? The Arms of the Angel. It's called Angel by Sarah McLachlan.
McLaughlin, yes, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. It's no wiki feed. Nothing's like wiki feed. All right, let's move on to the next fight, and it is Ateba Gaudie going against Andre Pulev. We have Gaudie, 23 years old, 6'4" with an 81-inch reach. Pulev is 28 years old, 6'4" with a 78-inch reach. Gaudie is 5 years younger, same height, and Gaudie is going to have a 3-inch reach advantage. Gaudie is 5-0, right? In his last 5 fights, all by knockout. Had that knockout win on the Contender Series in the second round. Knocked out Jose Medina in the first round, Robert Valentin in the first round, and poor Tristan Vines in the first round as well. As far as Andre Pulev, he is 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He made he went on the Contender Series against Liam Anderson, won that fight by decision. He lost to Christian Leroy Duncan by decision, and then he knocked out Nick Klein in the second round. So yeah, I mean, the UFC is doing a really good job at just building this guy up. I mean, he's 23 years old. No need to rush. Let's give him Jose Medina. Let's give him the worst fighter to ever step foot in the octagon, and Jose Medina. And he knocks him out. Let's give him Robert Valentin, who's the second worst fighter. Just kidding, but he's pretty bad. Knocks out Robert Valentin. Let's give him Tristan Vines.
Who was he supposed to fight though?
Exactly. You got to build him up. You got to.
Was it? He was supposed to fight someone else though. I think it might have even been Pulayev. Like, because like they brought in Vines like a 2-day replacement, and it was like, what are you doing? You're trying to get this guy killed?
I know.
He's a 170er.
Oh god, that fight was hilarious. I remember I smashed the under. And Tristan Vines was like just on the outside of the cage, just skirting around the first 2.5 minutes, just with his hands up, just skirting around. And then once they collided, I mean, the fight was over shortly after. And that's what I think Puliev's going to do. Puliev's going to run away as much as he can. But I mean, the cage is only so small. I mean, he's eventually going to touch him here. So yeah, Gaudie should win. He was minus 1,000 money. A lot of money is coming in on Andre Puliev. Let's take a look here. Gaudie is actually down to minus 650 now. Puliev is at plus 475. So yeah, money's coming in on Puliev. But yeah, I think Gaudie gets it done in pretty brutal fashion. Not probably going to touch this fight. The under is not as bad as I thought, but I mean, Puliev's going to run for his life as long as he can.
Yeah, this fight reminds me of a story, Brady, from my freshman year of high school where I was on the wrestling team, okay? And we go to a tournament at one of the local high schools. So there's probably, I want to say like 12 different schools there, all the wrestling teams. And you're all weighing in by weight class and getting ready to set up the brackets and figure out who's wrestling who, right? And while we're weighing in, they got you weighing in by weight class. So like whatever weight class you're weighing in with, you're kind of looking at everybody else in the line, sizing up your competition, right? And usually what happens is that you're going to be wrestling the guy that's either right in front of you or right in back of you. They got it. They're kind of weighing you in by what they already have written down on their brackets. And like this dude in front of me, like just an ordinary dude. The guy in back of me is a grown man. That's my size, So like I'm a freshman in high school. I'm wrestling at 145 pounds, right? And this guy behind me has got a full fucking mustache. I shit you not. He looks like Robert Goulet back when he was doing South Pacific, right? Looks like Tom Selleck back in the Magnum PI days. And he's Mexican, so he's fucking full grown at 145 pounds. But this is not a 14-year-old. This is a grown fucking man. And like my buddy Dave, who's my best friend at the time, he's a couple of weight classes below me. So while I'm waiting to weigh in, he's like talking to me and he's like, who's that guy behind? Like he's whispering, like, what the fuck? Is this guy going to be wrestling some grown men here? Well, of course, Brady, I'm wrestling this fucking guy, right? And my buddy Dave is a big ball buster. He's always giving me shit, trying to make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. And he's like joking around, like, have you seen this guy that Weezy's going to wrestle? The guy's 30. He's got a family, right? And he's making jokes about how he's got to get out of the wrestling tournament in order to get to work on time for second shift and stuff like that. And people on my team are now walking up to me, be going like, you're wrestling that guy? And I'm like, I guess, right? And so my coach is even like, wait a second. I'm going to go talk to their coach. He's actually looking at this guy saying, there's no fucking chance in hell that this guy is 14 years old, right? So he goes over there and he talks to the coach and he comes back and he goes, well, they're saying he's 14. And everybody on my team is just laughing at me because I got to wrestle this guy. And I don't have a great record as it is already, right? So I feel like I'm walking out there to the dead. My buddy Dave is just cracking joke after joke about how badly I'm going to get my ass shaved over there. And my coach that went over there to talk to his coach because he was like, there's no way that guy is 145 and a fucking 14-year-old freshman in high school. He comes over to me. He puts his arm around me. He goes, look, man, this is wrestling. He goes, this is not a sport about being weak-minded. Who cares if he's fucking 50? You got to go out there. I want you shooting a double leg takedown 5 seconds into this fight, Mike. I want you to go out there and be aggressive. You're going to go out there and think about how awesome it's going to be if you go out there and you get that takedown. Everybody on your team is going to be like rooting you on. He's firing me up. And I'm like saying to myself, holy shit, yeah, you know what? What's the worst thing that could happen? It's a wrestling match. Maybe I get pinned. Maybe I lose. I've lost matches before, but he got me fired up, And so the match is about to start. My buddy Dave is talking shit. I'm like, shut up, man. I'm going to beat this guy. Right. Dude, you know what happened? You know what happened when I went out there, Brady?
What happened?
Take a guess.
I don't know. You took him. You tried to take him down?
Dude, I went out there. I kind of like baited him in a little bit.
Okay.
I shot a double leg takedown. He fucking got an underhook, dumped me to my back, and pinned me in about 12 fucking seconds.
Oh my
God.
God.
Okay. Sometimes, Brady, what you think is going to happen is exactly what's going to fucking happen, you know? And this guy, dude, I shit you not. There was a woman with him that was holding a newborn baby. I think this guy was already a father. All right. Sometimes that dude that looks like he's going to go out there and whoop your ass is going to come out there and he's going to whoop your fucking ass. And I think that's pretty much what's going to happen here with the Teba Gauthier versus Andre Polaev.
He's terrible. I mean, this guy can knock down a house, man.
Dude, he could knock you out if you're standing behind a brick wall. He could just punch right through the wall, and then those bricks are going to hit you in the face instead of his fist. This guy's terrifying.
What's he doing here? Is he taking out
ripping down trees with your bare hands? You never done that before?
Ripping down trees. Goodness gracious, man! This guy. What is he? Scary man. He's a very scary guy.
Yeah. He's got bricks for hands. He's a very talented striker. His grappling game hasn't really been tested at this level, but I just don't think that Polaev's the guy to do that. So, yeah, I think probably what's going to happen is what we think it's going to happen.
Remember when you said that in Russia they use Pavlovich to knock down doors? What do you think they use Ateba for?
It's probably the same thing, man. I think he is the wall. You know, I think that sometimes, like, I think Ateba Gauthier had a job for about a year where he just stood there on a foundation and then they put a roof on top of his head and a family lived there.
God.
The guy is an absolute unit.
Did you just say families are living under?
I think he just holds up the roof, man. They don't have great fucking, infrastructure in Cameroon, Brady. You take what job you're given. I mean, like, did you know there were sand mines? Like, that's where Francis Ngannou worked. He worked in a sand mine. Who's mining sand? It's the goddamn desert. It's everywhere. Nobody needs sand, but that's what Francis Ngannou did. And so Gauthier's holding up a roof for a family of 12 in the Cameroon. You get your paycheck by whatever means necessary.
Yeah, fair enough. Agreed. Brady would have been a great at Lilith Fair.
Do you know what the Lilith Fair is?
No.
Okay, so the Lilith Fair was a concert tour with all like candy ass female folk singers. Like Sarah McLachlan would have been on the Lilith Fair tour. The Indigo Girls, who are the queens of lesbian folk music, they would have been there. Every female artist that us dudes just didn't listen to, they were on the Lilith Fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Have to check it out.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't bother.
We'll check it out. R.I.P. Polaev. Yeah. Polaev, my finger. Gaudie is pulling a Bulgarian. Maybe. I hope there's no fixed fights in 2026. Sorry I'm late. Welcome back, fam. What's up? Gaudie takes round 2 off if you watch his fight with Welsh dude. If Polaev runs in round 1, Gaudie is vulnerable in round 2. It's Gaudie KO in round 3. Just pass on the fight or fight does not go the distance. What is the fight not go the distance? I'm going to guess -1,000. What do you think?
I would say -1,000. That makes sense to me.
-1,000.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
91%. Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely onto it. I am 12.
Dude, this guy had to be 19 years old. I'm not even fucking joking, dude. Like, you should have seen it. He did to me what he did to everybody else that wrestled him. Like, the guy, I couldn't. I mean, like, I'm like, how the hell does he have a mustache like that?
Well, that was me when I played basketball and football.
But but the thing is, though, Brady, in basketball, you might be you might be going up against a guy that's 6'10", 6'8", 6'6". In wrestling, they have rules for that kind of shit. Like, I would have never wrestled you, right?
Yeah.
Because I would have been 145 pounds and you would have been 180, 190 back then, probably. I'm wrestling a full-grown man who just happens to be Latino, so he's my height.
God.
You know, so it's like my height and weight, but I was just like, it was crazy, man. It was nuts.
I don't know. Weezy's talking about Gaudie's holding up roofs for people. That's hilarious. All right, let's see. Did we get 100 likes? That's crazy. I was not expecting that.
Hey, 2 story times with Uncle Weezy in one show. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get 100 likes.
Wait, we're at 99. Somebody just unliked it.
Oh my God! You know what? I'm gonna unsubscribe from your channel right now, so that you're now gonna be 4 subscribers.
I'm never hitting 30K ever again. It's just not meant to be. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But
oh man.
All right. We're having a fun time. Oh, we hit 100 likes.
Yes, there we go.
So I'm just gonna sing "My Heart Will Go On" because I've actually rehearsed this. It's rehearsed. Just because I feel like Pullaev might actually die. I feel like we might actually see the first death in UFC history. But I know for sure that Pullaev's heart's gonna go on. I think his heart's gonna go on. So, all right, this one goes out to Andre Pullaev. Prayers to Andre Pullaev. Prayers to his family. Here we go. Every night in my dream, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. Rest in peace, Pullaev. Far across the distance, in spaces between us, you have come to show you. Go on. Thoughts and prayers. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on. Rest in peace, Andre Pullaev. Prayers to you, prayers to your family. He's about to get knocked out, man. And
well, maybe you can live with that family that Gauthier holds up the roof for.
Yeah, that's true. If they need somebody to carry him out, and Gaudie can carry him out too. And we're gonna put Gaudie to use. But yeah, shout out to Andre Pullaev. Shout out to Dr. Peener. There you go. So 100 likes. If we get 150, what should I do? Get a tat on my face?
I think that'd be a great idea. I think you should do that anyway. Really, that's a win-win.
Face tat.
Yeah,
make me unhireable.
That's how you know you made it
the rest of my life. I don't know. Yeah, okay. We'll do that. If we get 150 likes during the show, I'll get a face tat. All right, you heard it here first. I'm feeling crazy. Feeling a little crazy. We're back after 5 weeks off from the show. Let's get a little bit crazy. We got Lazy Bet MMA with the 199. Appreciate Lazy Bet saying R.I.P. Pullaev, and I agree. R.I.P. Pullaev. What's my point? Imagine me in the choir. No, I was not in the choir growing up. But appreciate you, Dan. I never know what to do with my. What should it say?
Was that?
What should the?
I missed. Oh no. Brady's internet is down. What's happening? He's frozen and the stats are gone. Oh my God. This is not good.
Am I back? All right. Am I back? Am I good?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was saying, what face tat should I get?
I don't know, man. Like,
let me look up face tats.
Maybe get the I don't know, those ones that Sean O'Malley have are all very thought provoking, and Really great in my opinion. What about the Gucci Mane? You maybe get that ice cream cone on your face and it says Burr on it, BRRR.
I kind of like that. Burr.
Yeah, man.
Actually, that's a horrible. I wouldn't tell that to his face, but I mean that's a horrible tattoo.
Oh, it's yeah. No, I would absolutely tell that to his face. I mean, like, what are you supposed to say?
Cool.
You're supposed to
face
what?
tattoos.
Yeah.
For men, of course, because I'm a
for men. Yeah, that's always very important. Is that a Chicago Bears sign on that dude's fucking face?
I think this is pretty cool. It's a butterfly, but there's a sword in the middle.
In the middle of it, breaking the butterfly in half. Yeah.
What does that say? That's a nice tat. There's some good options, man.
Aaron Toe. Get the Aaron Toe Maori face tattoo.
Dude, that'd be cool.
Yeah. That dude looks scary, man. That's a badass face tattoo for Aaron Toe.
I kind of like this.
Oh my god.
There's some option. I'll be looking into them. I'll be getting a nice face tattoo. All right. Let's move on. Wait, if I get 150, should I get a tattoo or should I get like a skullet? Or
man, it is Charles Johnson Fight Week.
Should I get a skullet or a face tat? I don't know which one's worse.
I gotta tell you, man, the skullet's a horrible haircut. But I don't know if I'm thinking that like Charles Johnson actually pulls off the skullet now because when I've seen other men with the skullet, it's one of the worst things. Like Brian Kelleher's skullet.
Oh my god, yeah,
that was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Like it made Charles Johnson look like he had the best haircut in the world in comparison to Kelleher. So,
dude, look at
like I don't think you should get a skullet. It could be a career ender.
Look at that left of the screen.
That is bad. What was he doing?
I'm sure he's a nice guy, but
no, he's a good guy.
Yeah. But geez.
It's just a bad haircut choice there.
Yeah, I like this. If we get 150 likes, I'll smoke crack. Deal? Let's do it. If we get 150 likes, I will smoke crack. I think that's fair.
That really would. Yeah, I mean. I think that's a great thing. I'm on board.
Let's just move on. Let's move on to the next fight, and it is Umar Nurmagomedov going against Davison Figueiredo. We got Umar, 30 years old, 5'8" with a 69-inch reach. Davison Figueiredo, 38 years old, 5'5" with a 68-inch reach. Umar, 8 years younger, 3-inch height advantage and a 1-inch reach advantage. Umar 4-1 in his last 5 fights, knocked out Hany Borsalos, beat Baksat Almakan by decision, beat Corey Sandhagen by decision, lost the decision to Marab, and then beat Mario Batista by decision. As far as Davison Figueiredo, he is 3-2 in his last 5 fights, submitted Cody Garbrandt, beat Marlon Vera by decision, lost to Petr Yan by decision, lost to Corey Sandhagen by knockout, and then beat Montel Jackson by decision in his last fight. So this is the biggest favorite Weezy on the entire card. Umar Nurmagomedov opened up as a minus 800 favorite. He went all the way down to minus 2,000. He's currently sitting at minus 1,500. Davison Figueiredo is currently sitting as a plus 850 underdog. So we are definitely paying the Nurmagomedov tax, but at the same time, it's like, man, Figgy, he's 38 years old. You know, he's taken a ton of damage throughout his career. I don't know if his ground game is that great these days. Kind of feels like Umar should go out there and do whatever he wants.
Yeah, agreed. But, you know, I mean, Figueiredo did kind of pull off a win as an underdog in his last fight against Montel Jackson. But, you know, I mean, Montel kind of just handed that to him.
I don't know what that was.
Man, like that would have been me putting my head in the oven if I had 3 units on Montel, because I thought he was going to cleanly win that fight, but he just didn't even try. That was brutal. But, you know, Figueiredo's a great moment winner. He really is. So, I mean, like, he shouldn't be priced at plus 800. He's too good of a fighter to be. No fighter the quality of Davison Figueiredo should be priced at plus 800, plain and simple. So this is a stupid line. And I mean, with Davison, he's never been a minute winner anyway. You know, so like you're still getting the best version of Davison Figueiredo because the guy waits to win moments anyway. So while Umar is winning minutes in this fight, Davidson's still going to be live to lock up a submission or land a big shot on the feet. So he's always got that puncher's chance, but Umar is probably the best fighter in the division right now, you know? So I get it why people are parlaying him, why people are driving his line way past what would be probably a more reasonable implied probability to have him priced at. But yeah, man, there might be a little bit of value on a Figueiredo finding a finish. I mean, if you're getting dropped by Beksat Almakhan, Figgy's got a chance to land something on you. So yeah, I mean, you never know, man. At plus 800, you might want to throw a quarter unit on him, you know, because there's nothing you could do with Umar at minus 1600.
Yep, because then you got to guess between the decision, which is minus 130, the knockout, which is plus 625, or the submission, which is plus 195.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. I mean, Umar probably wins a decision here, but we've seen Figueiredo finished in 3 of his 5 UFC losses, so maybe it's hard. It's this is always something where you can no longer go to the money line. You have to pick a prop if you want to play the Umar side. So yeah. I just think that Davison at plus whatever line he's at, it's laughable to price him that way.
Yeah, it's definitely disrespectful. I mean, towards the near, I wouldn't know where to find it, but
I don't think you want to find it, dude.
I'm going to have to. Yeah, I don't want to find it. That's true. Montel, Isaac Dalgarian, Jackson. Yeah, that was just really weird performance. Fight ends by KO. Umar isn't going to submit Figgy. Come on. I mean, Moreno submitted Figgy, right?
Yeah, twice, right?
No,
only once.
Once with a doctor's stoppage, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Sandhagen knocked him out, but it was because he ripped his knee in half.
Yeah, it was an injury. It was a knee injury, yeah.
So, F this fight. It's not an easy Umar spot. Just passed. This guy has an Indian chin. That's wild to say. What is an Indian chin?
I don't know, actually.
Never heard that phrase.
Never heard that terminology before.
I mean, this is my 7th year on YouTube. I think that's literally the first time I've heard a terminology like that. But all right, fair enough. I think we can all agree Umar gets the job done. All right, moving on to the next fight. We got Natalia Silva going against Rose Namajunas. We got Natalia Silva, 28 years old, 5'4", with a 65-inch reach. We got Rose, 33 years old, 5'5", with a 65-inch reach. Natalia Silva is 5 years younger. Rose has a 1-inch height advantage, got the same reach there. Silva's 5-0 in her last 5 fights. Knockout win against Victoria Leonardo. Decision win against Andrea Elite. A decision win against Viviane Araújo. A decision win against Jessica Andrade. And then a decision win against Alexa Grasso. As far as Rose, she is 3-2 in her last 5 fights. A decision loss to Manon Fiorot. A decision win against Amanda Hebos. A decision win against Tracy Cortez. A decision loss to Erin Blanchfield. And then a decision win against Miranda Maverick. So it was funny. So it was back in... It was a while ago at this point where Natalia Silva was making her debut. So I was at that fight live. I think it was in Austin. Let me take a look. It was, in Austin, Texas. And prior to that fight, there was not a ton of footage on Natalia Silva. And the footage that we did have was from a long time ago. And you watch her old fights. It's like she's getting taken down. She kind of looks like she stinks, but she's getting taken down. And that's kind of why Jasmine was minus 300. Jasmine was a big favorite against Silva. Not many people knew about Silva. The recent tape was not good. She hasn't fought in a while. And then I remember being at that card live. I had to take the biggest piss ever. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna piss during this fight. Jasmine, she should win, probably by decision, taking her down. And I'm taking this long piss, and I hear, people screaming, oh, I'm like, oh yeah, Jasmine's probably whooping her ass. And I walk out there, and it's the other way around. Silva's whooping Jasmine's ass. I'm like, who is this chick? This is not who I watched on tape. I didn't see any of this from Natalia Silva. She kind of looked like she stunk. And then she's come out there and won every single fight since making her debut. I think she's won 7 fights in the UFC. And all of these fights are not close. There really hasn't been a close fight. The closest fight she's had, I don't know. Maybe the Viviane fight, but they're not really. I mean, she's winning these fights pretty convincingly. So, yeah, Natalia Silva has made so many improvements throughout her career. She's still only 28 years old. I think the sky's the limit for Natalia Silva in the That's kind of baked into the line because she is minus 410 now. She opened up minus 150 December 15th at 8:10 p.m. Weezy. She opened up at minus 150 and she's currently minus 410. That is one hell of a move. That is one hell of a move. And that minus 150 was there for like an hour and a half. And now she's minus 410. That's kind of a crazy move.
20% move in implied probability. Just massive.
That's insane. I would have loved Silva minus, and I remember it because I have the notifications on for fight odds. I remember seeing Silva open up minus 150. I'm like, I love that. I love it. Didn't bet it obviously, but yeah, the line moved and it moved a ton.
Yeah, and it's because Natalia Silva is an elite striker, and it's just going to be really, and I mean, she's showing 92% takedown defense, and anyone that thinks that they're going to out grapple her, if Jasmine Jasdavicius is not able to take you down and hold you down, there are very few women in the women's 125-pound division who are going to be able to do that to you. And Natalia's striking numbers at distance are absolutely phenomenal. And I mean, it's not like she's beating bums. Her last 4 wins are Andrea Lee, Vivi Araujo, Jessica Andrade, former champion, and Alexa Grasso, former champion. So, I mean, like, she's fighting good fighters and doubling the significant strike damage at distance, landing 6.3, only absorbing 3.1 significant strikes per minute, 45% accuracy, 66.6% defense, 2 knockdowns, 0 knockdowns allowed. And she's undefeated at the UFC level and is just decisively winning minutes and has the capability to win moments with her style. She's got a very difficult style to deal with. She has endless cardio, which you need to have in order to fight with the style that Natalia fights with, which is constant lateral movement around the outside of the cage. She only stops when she wants to throw offense. She usually throws in combination when she does, and then she exits on an angle and keeps moving. Really phenomenal distance striking defense, really phenomenal takedown defense. Natalia Silva is a dominant fighter because she just doesn't take much damage. And she's just so difficult to find, so difficult to score points off of, whether you're trying to score points with your striking or whether you're trying to score points with your grappling. Natalia is making it very difficult for you to have any success anywhere the fight goes. So Natalia is 5 years younger than Rose. She's going to throw more volume at range. She's going to be a little bit more defensively responsible probably at range. And she's faster and she's got better kicks, I think. So I think she should win this fight, win it by decision. But because this is the first card in 6 weeks, and because these lines opened up like 3-4 weeks ago, Brady, it just feels like this card that everybody that should be minus 150 is minus 250. And that everybody that should be minus 250 is minus 400. And everybody that's minus 400 should be minus 400 is like minus 800 to minus 1,000. Because once the market sentiment starts moving one way, the parlay boys come in, they start driving it even further. And it just feels like Natalia shouldn't be anything more than minus 250, minus 300 here. But even then, I just think that Rose's path to victory here is just going to be razor thin.
Yeah, that's why I don't love like going crazy on the first card of the year. I mean, these lines have had over a month to marinate.
Yeah, and they've all moved.
They've all
moved them in one direction,
Yeah, one direction. So, yeah, close WikiFeet scores, but Silva does have the better score. So I think her being a favorite makes sense.
Agreed. Yeah, you add in the WikiFeet, and that just kind of seals it.
Yeah, so everything's kind of adding up. So her being a decent sized favorite makes some sense. But yeah, the line's been crushed, man. Minus 150 to minus 40. You don't see a line move like that too often.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Get the OG face tattoos, Mike. I could dig that. I could dig something like that. Yep, they're like 0.04 away from each other, but Silva has the better feet score.
Yeah.
Silva looking to strike a decisive blow on behalf of little boys who hate taking baths, shaggy dogs, teens with messy hair, and really anyone against grooming. What a comment. We got Fluffy Hernandez in the building. He has a fun fight coming up against Sean Strickland. That's gonna be a fun fight in a couple weeks.
Sean Strickland, another guy who had to take a lot of time off because of a horrible motorcycle accident. And since that accident, he hasn't been able to grapple at all.
He's gonna have to grapple here.
He sure is, man. It's gonna be a rough night for Sean Strickland, man.
Yeah. I'm not too happy. My dog shed all over the floor.
Shed or shat?
Shit.
Oh, well, it's part of having a dog sometimes.
Yeah, and the viewers are shitting on me because I just lost another subscriber. Like, what
You
the heck?
didn't. I think they're just
swear.
fucking with you now because I was saying that I was gonna. I didn't. It wasn't me.
I don't know what's worse, having to clean up shit on the floor or getting shit on by my viewers. What's worse? Cleaning up shit or getting shit on?
Probably cleaning up shit.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
you're getting figuratively shit on, but you're literally cleaning up shit.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I gotta hit up Bateba. Gaudie could do it. He can do anything.
Yes, he can.
Anyway, let's keep moving on to the next fight. We have Arnold Allen going against Gene Silva. We got Arnold Allen, 31 years old, 5'8" with a 70-inch reach. Gene Silva, 29 years old, 5'7" with a 69-inch reach. We got Silva 2 years younger, Allen with a 1-inch height advantage, and Allen with a 2-inch reach advantage. Allen is 3-2 in his last 5 fights, knocked out Dan Hooker, knocked out Calvin Kattar, lost a decision to Max Holloway and Movsar Evloev, and then beat Giga Chikadze by decision his last time out. As far as Gene Silva, 4-1 in his last 5 fights, knocked out Charles Jourdain, knocked out Drew Dober, knocked out Melsik Bagdasaryan, submitted Bryce Mitchell, and then lost to Diego Lopez by knockout. So, yeah, I've never really been a fan of Arnold Allen, to be honest. I just not a big fan of his style, but he's a really good fighter. I mean, this guy has, 3 losses? His last 2 losses come against phenomenal fighters like Evloev and Holloway. Those are his only 2 UFC losses, right?
That's right. He's 11-2 in the UFC. Phenomenal record.
And it's like Holloway is like phenomenal. Evloev is phenomenal too. So,
Yeah.
You know, those losses aren't that bad at all. But he's a very good fighter, very technical striker. He has some power, pretty well-rounded guy. And then Gene Silva is kind of just like a madman with like unreal power, like the power's off the charts. I don't know, man. I mean, I like Silva here, but we talked about it, about these lines just getting steamed. I mean, he opened up minus 150. He's now minus 255. Like, it kind of seems a little bit wide and disrespectful to Arnold Allen, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the guy. But yeah, Silva, this guy's power is real. You know, I went back and watched that Lopez fight. How the heck was Lopez eating some of those shots? I mean, they sounded like a baseball bat was like hitting the face of Diego Lopez. I mean, Diego Lopez's durability needs to be studied because holy crap. I think, you know, some of those shots he was landing on Diego in round 2 would knock out like 95% of the division. The question is, does Allen eat those shots? And I don't know. Allen's never been knocked out. Has Allen even been dropped before?
Never even dropped, never knocked out, never finished.
That's the problem. Like, I don't know if I can get to the minus 255. Like, this guy Allen, he's shown to be pretty durable, but he's going to have to prove that he's durable in this fight because I think these guys are going to swing dicks, man.
I don't see. I mean, like, it's a Gene Silva fight.
Oh.
The fans are going to get what they want here, and that's violence. And this guy, he's got to be one of my favorite fighters. You know, that fight against Diego Lopez is one of the best fights of the year, without question. I mean, the heart that Gene Silva showed to get through that first round where he was getting absolutely murdered, mounted by Diego Lopez, dodging submissions, absorbing massive ground and pound. He goes back to the corner smiling after round 1 after getting 10-8'd.
He does.
You know, and then he comes out there just marching this dude down. And like you said, dude, if that's anybody else in the division, like I'm trying to think if there are any just stupidly durable people at 145, like a Marvin Vittori, you know, or these guys, you know, like who else was I? Well, you know, I mean, like there are so many guys that like Holloway had that legendary durability. And there's a bunch of guys recently that have been finished that I didn't think we'd ever see get finished. But I mean, that was phenomenal the way that fight ended. And I don't think Gene Silva would ever quit. I think he's got all the finishing equity in this fight. because he's so durable. So I think Arnold Allen is going to win this fight either by decision or not at all. But I could see him actually coming out with a decision because he's been a master minute winner. It's not like this guy's some phenomenal finisher. He's finished 4 of his 11 UFC wins, but 7 of those wins are decisions. And he can keep things close in the striking. He's been out there against really high-level strikers like Kattar, like Holloway, like Giga, And the Evloev fight, dude, that was one of the last fights that we ever had with that dumb fucking rule where if your fingertip is down, you're down. Because Arnold was nuking Evloev with knees to the face, and Evloev was playing that game where he was up, down, up, down, up, down, and McCarthy stopped the fight, or not McCarthy, it was Goddard stopped the fight and gave him time to recover. Dude, you know what's crazy? If that was after the rule change, Arnold Allen might have knocked him out, might have finished the fight right there because he had him in serious trouble. So I just, it's tricky to lay this kind of juice against somebody like Allen who's just really good at finding ways to win. But I don't see a whole lot of guys beating Gene Silva. His combination of aggressiveness and durability and heart and power, I think that this guy can lose minutes, and then just turn it on and finish a dude. And even somebody like Arnold Allen, just because he hasn't been finished, I mean, if you look at the guys that he's fought at the UFC level, like Evloev has finished nobody. So, Max Holloway, he's not a finisher. I mean, sure, he knocked out Gaethje with 2 seconds left in the fight, but like he was never anywhere close to finishing that fight or a lot of others, let's face it. So I kind of feel like Gene Silva is by far the most nuclear power hitter that Arnold Allen has fought at this level. And I think eventually he's probably going to get him out of there because the guy is just a complete psychopath.
Yeah, I don't know how to bet this fight because Gene Silva by knockout, it opened up at plus 300.
Yeah, and it's tricky, It's tricky.
It's plus 140 now. Another massive move.
Oh, yeah, plus 300 sounded a lot better.
Yeah, because plus 140 is like Allen's never been knocked out. It could be like a damage-based decision like the Vallejos fight. Vallejos is another durable guy. I would have loved that plus 300 KO prop.
I think that would have been a great line to get. Hell yeah.
And then the fight got obliterated too. I mean, the fight doesn't go open up at plus 155. It's now minus 130, and it's like a featherweight fight. So I don't know. But yeah, I could see him knock him out. I could see like a damage-based decision. But I don't know if I'm going to be touching this one. Oh, but yeah, I like Gene Silva too. I'm not picking Arnold Allen here. I don't know. Allen just doesn't do enough. He doesn't throw enough. Silva is going to do more and hit much harder. So yeah, I like Silva. Strickland will beat Fluffy. I'm taking Fluffy there, pre-tape and post-tape. We got Whistler in the building. What is up? And he got the 199 super sticker. Appreciate you, Whistler. Good to see you in here. Thank you for the 199. Allen is back for his bi-yearly fight. He hasn't fought in a while. I mean, that Evloev fight was a year and a half ago. Jeez. It's been a while.
Yeah, that is a long layoff. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I don't really want to lay minus 255 on Gene Silva. Like, he could, piss away some rounds, some minutes. You never know what to expect with this guy. I mean, this guy's he's an interesting character.
Yeah.
I like the overs here. If you like the overs, I think you should wait because, I mean, the unders are getting smashed as we speak. I mean, during the show, looks like it went from plus 105 to minus 130. That's a big jump.
Whew, that is a big jump. Yeah, I had plus 105 for fight doesn't go.
Yeah, all the way to minus 130 now.
Jesus, that's a big move.
Yep, somebody put a big bet on the fight doesn't go. All right, let's see where we're at now. We have Waldo Cortez Acosta going against Derek Lewis. We got Cortez Acosta, 34 years old, 6'4", with a 78-inch reach. Derek Lewis, 40 years old, 6'3", with a 79-inch reach. We got Waldo Cortez Acosta, 6 years younger. Waldo has a 1-inch height advantage and a 1-inch reach disadvantage. Cortez Acosta is 4-1 in his last 5 fights, knocked out Ryan Spann, beat Sergey Spivak by decision, lost to Sergey Pavlovich by decision, knocked out Ante Delia, and then knocked out Shamil Gaziev his last fight out. As far as Derek Lewis, 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Lost to Sergey Spivak by submission. Knocked out Marcos Rogério de Lima. Lost to Jailton Almeida by decision. And then knocked out both Rodrigo Nascimento and Taliesin Teixeira. So, yeah, I mean, it's a Derek Lewis fight. We've broken Derek Lewis fights down, how many times at this point, and it's like he's at a skill he's at a skill disadvantage in every single fight pretty much, but this guy's racked up, dozens of wins, I mean, and tons of knockouts. So, yeah, I mean, Waldo's the much better fighter. He's much younger. I mean, the durability advantage for Waldo is night and day. Yeah. That Pavlovich fight was insane. He was eating bombs from Pavlovich, and he was smiling at him. Like he was so comfortable eating bombs. I thought he was about to do the salsa dance with how comfortable he was in that Pavlovich fight. He ate some big shots. So the durability is better for Waldo. The volume's better. Just a much better fighter. But Derek Lewis has that X factor, and that X factor is that power. So, yeah, I vowed a long time ago, Weezy, to never, ever bet against Derek Lewis after the Curtis Blades fight. I remember being so confident in Curtis Blades. Derek Lewis can't stuff a takedown. Blades is gonna take him down at will. Blades is gonna destroy Derek Lewis on the ground. And then Blades died with that uppercut. It's just hard, man. But Waldo's minus 350 here. So Waldo's a massive favorite. And it makes sense because, Waldo's going to be winning every single second of this fight. But it only takes one from Derek Lewis is my concern in terms of laying massive chalk. I don't like laying massive chalk against Derek Lewis. But yeah, I like Waldo here. I think Waldo should win. I'm not sure how he wins. I kind of lean maybe a salsa dancing decision. But yeah, I like Waldo. Minus 350, though, in a heavyweight fight against Derek Lewis is scary.
Yeah, it's very scary. And I'm going to just go right out and say that I don't think Waldo Cortez Acosta is a good bet this week. I really don't.
I don't either. At minus 350, no way.
Minus 350 in a heavyweight fight with the kind of variance that we see there. And like you said this, Brady, you said that Waldo Cortez Acosta is going to be winning every minute of this fight until Derek lands a big shot. That might not even be true. Think about it. He barely beat Sergey Spivak on the feet. Remember crazy. That? Oh, he barely beat Arlovsky. A 43-year-old Andrei Arlovsky was a 29-28 fight. He lost a round in that fight. Oh. Waldo Cortez Acosta lost a round to Jared Vandera. Waldo Cortez Acosta lost a round to Chase Sherman.
Oh, God.
Okay. So this is Derek Lewis, and you know what's hilarious? This is one of the most this is where the stat guys where their head just kind of blows open. Derek Lewis in the UFC has a 4-1 record to the decision.
I know.
That makes no sense. He's one of the worst minute winners on the roster.
I thought he lost his last 2 decisions.
Yes, and I agree with you there. I mean, yeah. You can easily make an argument that he lost to Roy Nelson and
Latifi, and I think he beat Blagoy Ivanov by decision, which...
Yeah, because you can't knock out Blagoy. He's one of those guys that's stupid durable like Waldo Cortez Acosta is. So, but I think Lewis could knock out Acosta because Acosta is not particularly good defensively. He's just not. He gets hit a lot. And Derek Lewis is somebody that can knock your block off. And with one big shot in every round, he can potentially bank that round because Waldo's not some lights out boxer. He just isn't. But the swag that Waldo has right now, his ability to be able to turn around and fight every month. He took that Gaziev fight in Qatar on fight week. I think he wasn't off the plane for more than an hour before he weighed in.
Yeah.
And then he goes out there and he runs him into a dick saw. He gets poked in the eye by Ante Delia, takes 5 minutes off, and then comes back and knocks him out with an overhand right. So, I get why Acosta's line is this wide right now, but Derek Lewis has 30 UFC fights. As a favorite, he's performed well. He's went 8-3 with a return on investment of about 7%. Solid, not bad. Brady, as an underdog, Derek Lewis has a winning record of 12 wins and 7 losses with an average betting line of plus 173 and a return on investment of 69%.
Hey,
Don't bet against Derek Lewis when he's an underdog.
I made that mistake when I bet on Blades, and I never will again.
You better be damn sure that whoever he's fighting is elite and is going to be a top 5 fighter in the division. And even if they are, he beat Francis Ngannou. He knocked out Alexander Volkov. He knocked out Curtis Blades. Even if you are good, Derek Lewis can catch you. So I think my first bet of the week is just going to be a 1-unit money line bet on the Derek Lewis money line plus 285, Brady. That's a good bet. It's a good bet.
You don't want the KO at plus 290?
No. I'll take the money line at plus 285 against a guy with a coconut for a head. And by the way, what's Derek Lewis's decision prop?
Let's see. Derek Lewis by decision. You can get it as high as plus 1,200.
Yeah, I think that's a quarter unit bet. I think it's a no-brainer, Brady. I think he can win. I think he can win minutes in the clinch. I think he can get a takedown or two. We've seen D1 Lewis. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
You hear his new interview where they said that the UFC Performance Institute's giving him some new peptides? Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
He's saying they're giving me some good peptides, and he feels good. He said he feels great, and he said that his coach said that he's recovering way faster with these peptides. I'm not saying I'm betting on him because of the peptide. It was just funny to hear Derek Lewis talk about peptides. I'm sure he doesn't know what they are because I don't know what they are. So but anyway, yeah, I think that a 1-unit bet on the Derek Lewis money line plus 285, that's going to be my first bet of the week this week.
Yeah. They actually have a Derek Lewis by KO at plus 350, which it's better than I thought it would be. I thought they'd have it like plus 290, but
yeah, that decision prop, I'll probably put a quarter unit on that too, because I could see, Lewis maybe winning the fight on damage, because it's going to be really hard to knock out Waldo Cortez Acosta. You mentioned the Pavlovich fight. Mm-hmm. He was eating nukes from that freak Robelis de Spain too.
I know, like it was nothing.
Like it was nothing. This guy is one of the most durable guys that I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's so durable. Waldo's going to destroy him, and I love Derek. Waldo's the better fighter, but Lewis can KO anyone. Yeah, he can. Waldo was eating Pavlovich shots like candy, but he does have no striking. Yeah, he doesn't mind eating one to give one, which it's dangerous, man. Relying on Blades to shoot a takedown was a big mistake. I mean, he's like one of the best wrestlers in UFC history in the heavyweight division. He should have wrestled. Derek said he's going to swing his dick. I mean, if Derek swings his dick, there's probably value on this under 1.5. Plus money?
Absolutely, because he could absolutely get knocked out. There's a big durability difference between Derek Lewis and Waldo Cortez Acosta.
Yeah, I mean, if Lewis swings his dick, somebody's probably getting finished in the first minute. But I don't know. I kind of feel like it's going to be a slower paced fight. It's hard to really tell, though. Pav arguably lost to Spivak. Or Waldo arguably lost to Spivak, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you didn't watch the Spivak Pavlovich fight.
Yeah.
Or did they even fight? I don't even know if they fought. Let me see here. Derek, so Waldo, and then I'm going to click on Sergey here. No, he never fought the vampire.
But we know what would happen if they fought.
It'd be bad.
It'd be very bad.
Dude, like Cyril Gahn was tuning him up, So if he couldn't handle that power, I don't think he's going to like Pavlovich's power.
Derek is a chump. And I have a challenge for you, Deep Insider. Go up to Derek Lewis and tell him that to his face, and let me know what happens.
What would be the line for Derek Lewis versus Barry McCockiner? Now Barry would probably get some action just because it's like, hey, I gotta have a quarter unit on somebody with the name Barry McCockiner.
I guess,
but because that they're like in there deep. But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to be doing that.
No. You can get Waldo by KO at minus 130. Yeah, I bet Waldo by KO at minus 150 against Arlovsky, and he was doing the salsa dance for 15 minutes. So never again. Never again. But yeah, it's kind of great. Like, he wasn't able to knock out like Vandera and Arlovsky. Now all of a sudden he's a murderous power puncher. It's kind of interesting, Waldo.
Yeah, he's got a great overhand right. He's got real power, but he likes to throw that jab and box. And be technical. And it's hard to be technical if you're just winging bombs.
Have you seen how lean Derek Lewis? What's the peptides?
I think it's those peptides. They got him recovering real quick.
Yeah. No, that was awesome. The flying knee against Marcos Rogerio de Lima.
I bet on him in that fight. That was one of the easiest cashes ever. I bet on him in the Teixeira fight.
He's always a
Lewis
dog.
has been cashing me tickets as an underdog.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you can just blindly bet. Both guys said they are shooting for a round 1 KO, so it's going the distance. And I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Lewis is not taking down Waldo. He could if he wants to.
I think he could. I mean, like he's a unit, dude. If Lewis wants to take you down, he could take you down. And the guy has got nasty ground and pound when he gets on top.
And he was taking down black belt Rodrigo Nascimento. I'm like, what are you doing?
I remember that. Yeah, he was talking
dude?
about D1 Lewis. He was taking down Nascimento. So yeah, he could get. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and pull a Jordan Burroughs, but I think he could get. He could have maybe a little success with it.
Lewis sucks when he fights in Texas. Is this fight in Texas?
No, this is in Vegas. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, it's in Vegas. He does suck in Texas. Like he stinks
in his home state. He's losing. That sucks when that happens.
He's losing in like terrible fashion too. Derek Lewis was in med school. He knows what peptides are. Weezy, was he in med school?
Yeah, I think they had like the jail that he was in had like a program for people, to learn about medicine.
I still can't believe it. Despain lost to Austin Lane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He got out wrestled.
Lewis probably throws a third of the volume of Spivak. Yeah, Lewis doesn't really throw much. But when he does throw, he makes it count. He's one of those guys that just does nothing, and then he'll explode with like a 15-punch combination with 110% power. All right, let's see what we got here. Next fight on the board. It is the new co-main event. It is going to be Sean O'Malley going against Song Yadong. We got Sean O'Malley, 31 years old, 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. Song Yadong, 28 years old, 5'8" with a 67-inch reach. We got Song Yadong, 3 years younger. O'Malley with a 3-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage. O'Malley is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Decision win against Petr Yan. Knockout win against Aljamain Sterling. Decision win against Marlon Vera. Decision loss to Merab, and then a submission loss to Merab. As far as Song Yadong, he is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Knockout loss to Sanhagen. Decision win against Ricky Simone. Decision win against Chris Gutierrez. Decision loss against Petr Yan. And then a decision win against Henry Cejudo. So yeah, I went back and watched, these O'Malley fights, and I went back and watched the Yan fight, which I'm not sure if he won that fight or not, but in terms of the striking, like he did really good against Petr Yan at distance. And I was looking at the distance numbers in that Petr Yan fight, and at distance, Sean O'Malley outlanded Petr Yan 80-47. I mean, Sean O'Malley's striking is, I think, some of the best, if not the best, in the division. The problem is when you mix in the wrestling, the grappling, like Yan did, like Merab did, then there's a problem. The question is Song Yadong going to wrestle him? Maybe. I mean, Song Yadong doesn't really wrestle, and if these guys strike for 15 minutes, it's hard for me personally to take anybody in the division over Sean O'Malley in a striking fight. So I like O'Malley here, but I'm kind of worried about the mentality. Like I'm seeing some of these O'Malley clips. It seems like he kind of lost that confidence, kind of lost that swagger a little bit. But yeah, if he shows up motivated and keeps this fight standing, I think he's the better striker here for sure. So, Weezy, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I mean, I think Sean just tries to keep it standing, take advantage of the 3 inches of height, the 5-inch reach advantage, and the better kicks, to win the minutes at distance striking range. When you look at the distance striking numbers here, O'Malley, for a guy who was a former champion, and who's fought a really good level of competition, especially lately, his last fights being Dvalishvili twice, Marlon Vera, Aljamain Sterling, and Petr Yan. So his last 5 fights, he's been fighting top 5 guys in the division. Song Yadong kind of fighting 5 to 10, I mean, like he fought Petr Yan, but outside of that, he's fighting guys like Cejudo, who's on his way out, and Gutierrez, who's a fringe top 15 guy, Ricky Simon's a fringe top 15 guy. And then he had a pretty close fight with Corey Sandhagen, but he got caught with that elbow that caused the cut. Outside of that, I thought it was a pretty close fight. So, yeah, it's an interesting one because Sean throws a little, like he lands a lot more volume. He's got a positive 4.0 distance striking differential. and he's got 60% accuracy at distance striking range. That's 20% better than the divisional average. So Song is very fast. He's powerful. I think leg kicks could be a big deal here for Song. He's got good low leg kicks. And I think that his grappling is very much underrated. I mean, you're not going to really try to out wrestle Cejudo or Peter Yan. Ricky Simon's a good wrestler. Sandhagen, the same thing. Gutierrez, you could mix in the wrestling against a guy like that. But I think Song's going to have to either commit to relentlessly pressuring and putting Sean O'Malley on his back foot, or, doing that and then mixing in the grappling in order to make this fight more chaotic. Because if this fight remains clean and in the middle of the cage at distance striking range, it's just going to be very difficult for Song to find opportunities to win minutes or moments. But if he's putting O'Malley on the back foot, if he's mixing in the wrestling and the clinching, and landing some low leg kicks on those neuro-ass skinny legs of Sean O'Malley. I mean, remember, he gets pretty easily injured in fights. We've seen it happen twice in the UFC where he's literally had a leg completely useless by the end of the fight, whether it was the Vera fight or the Sukumtov fight. And even before the Merab fight, there was somebody leaked a picture of him like hanging out with his friends, and the guy's on crutches and he's got a fucking cast on his foot, and he's 3 months out from a championship fight. I think this guy is just a little bit too fragile. I think that Song Yadong could potentially find ways to make this look like more of a 50-50 fight than a 67-33 fight like we're seeing it priced right now. Where is O'Malley? Is he sitting around minus 200?
Yep, exactly that. Minus 200.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. The question is how old is Song Yadong? Because he's lying.
Yeah, he is.
He's fucking lying. Either that or he did go pro at 15.
He's like 30, 35.
I mean, so it's hard to know who's even the younger fighter here. Song's listed as 3 years younger, but he might not be.
Yeah, agreed. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think it's going to play out kind of close, dude. I don't think anybody really runs through Song Yadong.
Yeah, it could, especially if he wrestles.
Yeah, or just consistently pressures Brady, because I think he's fast enough and powerful enough that if he does put O'Malley on the back foot, he could land big shots, damaging shots, and potentially have some success with the wrestling as well.
Yeah, I like the over. The over is getting hit. Minus 250 for the over 2.5. Minus 225 for the fight goes. I think Sean by decision makes sense. Sean by decision is plus 125. That's not horrible, I suppose. But yeah, leaning O'Malley in this one. I feel like this has Sugar decision written all over it. That's kind of where I'm leaning as well. Hammer, Sean O'Malley, this line is a gift. Sean is not only the best striker in the division, but he has the best striking defense as well. Yeah, phenomenal striking. Can't deny that. How hard will O'Malley beat Yadong this weekend? What? Song Yadong being with TAM will keep him from achieving any of his real potential. True.
Yeah, Team Alpha Male is what they're saying.
Yep. O'Malley cheated a lot.
Did he?
What? I don't know.
I don't know if he did or not. But no, wait, didn't he test positive for Ostarine?
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did back in the day.
Yeah, and I think it was like a picogram or two, and I don't know if they actually suspended him or not.
Yeah, I forget, but I do remember him testing positive.
Yeah.
Got a bet on Sean O'Malley by decision at plus 110. Yep, they have it at like plus 125 on other books right now. Brady, agree on the mental state of Sean O'Malley. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get wrestle left and retire. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about the mentality a little bit. Doesn't really seem to have that same confidence. Typically he's oozing confidence. O'Malley in a peculiar place, lose, and he's entirely out of the title picture. Win, and he's almost certainly getting the Yan rematch for the belt. I think that's what they want.
And probably at the White House, too.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
You'd think, right? If it's June, I think it's June that they're doing the White House.
Yeah, it'd be mid-June. And yeah, I'm sure. I looked up they have odds on it. The most likely fighter to be on the White House right now is Sean O'Malley.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that a lot of these fighters, these big names on this card, have a potential to be on that White House card.
Let's put Gaudie on the White House card. Let's put Gaudie there.
Gauthier, Gene Silva, Sean O'Malley,
Yeah.
either Pimblett or Justin Gaethje, whoever
Or
wins
both.
that fight. There's some really good names on this card.
Yeah, we can make some good matchups. Let's
Yeah.
give Gaudie Yadong Hu. Let's bring Yadong Hu back.
That's something that, I mean, I don't even know. Like, we might need a bigger card than the White House card to kind of like, give room for that kind. That's something that the fans are just going to want to run through a wall for.
Let's give him, who's that one guy? Alan Amidovsky.
Oh, yeah, Macedonia. That would get the eyes of Macedonia. When you have the eyes of Macedonia upon you, the eyes of the world are upon you. So, yeah, Alan Amidovsky back, that could be a good one, too.
Riddle me this. Ateba Gaudie versus Yadong Hu and Alan Amidovsky at the same time, the very first 2v1 UFC fight.
Neither one of them could wrestle their way out of a paper bag. So Gauthier would knock both of them out. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, that's why I should be a matchmaker. I put together fun stuff like that. I like to do some fun stuff. Mally hasn't gooned for like 2 years. Sean Yadong versus Song O'Malley. Uriah Faber wasn't in China watching him fight at 15. He knows as much as we do. Yeah, I don't think he was. They definitely want Lopez versus Silva too for the White House. That would be incredible.
That would be awesome.
Now that you mention it, Sean has some robbery equity as well. You got that right. I thought Jan beat him, but it was a close fight. Yeah, if it's close, it's going to O'Malley.
Agreed.
Step aside, Volk. The real king of Macedonia is coming in. His name is Alan Amidovsky. I wonder what Alan Amidovsky is doing right now. What do you think he's doing right now?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know if he's in Europe or if he's in the States, but I don't know, man.
Looks like he's still posting on. He's still fighting.
Okay.
Wow.
He's a knockout guy, but like, dude, he was knocking out some of the biggest tomato cans I've ever seen.
Yeah, we got to get Amidovsky back in the UFC. He went out there and oh god, he's not fighting. Why is he? He's on his Instagram posting like fighting pictures. I guess he's not fighting.
Okay.
Maybe he's just reminiscing of past days. He's posting a lot of fighting pictures on his Instagram. I don't know.
Maybe he's coaching.
Yeah. Maybe Amidovsky's in the chat.
You never know. We've got a lot of fighters in here.
Yeah, we do. All right. Now it is time for the main event. Before we break down this main event, if you guys could do us a huge favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We are now 5 subscribers away from 30,000 subscribers. Maybe we can get there one day. And let's 3. It was like 2 at the beginning of the show, but we are at 130 likes, which means if we get 20 more, I will smoke crack.
Nice.
Yep. So 20 more likes by the time we break down this main event. All right. Let's move on to the main event. It is Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. We got Gaethje, 37 years old, 5'11" with a 70-inch reach. Pimblett, 31 years old, 5'10" with a 73-inch reach. Pimblett is 6 years younger. Gaethje has a 1-inch height advantage, and Pimblett's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage. Gaethje is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. He lost to Charles Oliveira by submission. He beat Rafael Fiziev by decision, knocked out Dustin Poirier, lost to Max Holloway by knockout, and then beat Rafael Fiziev by decision. As far as Paddy Pimblett, 5-0 in his last 5 fights. He beat Jordan Levitt by submission, beat Jared Gordon by decision, beat Tony Ferguson by decision, beat King Green by submission, and they beat Michael Chandler by knockout. So, I mean, man, I think the UFC is doing Paddy like the biggest favor possible. So I'm looking at the rankings, and it's like this is the easiest matchup they can give him out of the top 5. Like, listen to this. Arman Tsarukyan. I mean, what would Arman Tsarukyan do to Paddy Pimblett?
That'd be brutal.
Charles Oliveira.
Nope.
What would Charles Oliveira do to Paddy Pimblett? Even I think Max Holloway would be a very tough fight for Paddy.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then obviously Topuria would be an impossible fight for Paddy. So, but they're giving him Justin Gaethje. I feel like out of those names I mentioned, it's by far and away the easiest matchup out of the bunch. So yeah, I mean, the UFC is clearly trying to get Paddy Pimblett a championship. And I thought when he first made it to the UFC, I thought never in a million years this guy would be champion. But Weezy, he's here, and he's a favorite to be champion this Saturday. How crazy.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, it's not like Paddy Pimblett, wasn't a great fighter coming into the UFC. A lot of these guys that put together the kind of regional scene resume that Paddy did before he got signed to the UFC those guys are going to be ready to compete at a high level here. But, with Paddy, the UFC has understood that this guy has real star power, and they've just been very deliberate about how they matchmake for this guy. They really have. You're talking about guys like Kazula Vargas, Luigi Vendramini, Jordan Levitt, and then they give him a step up in Jared Gordon. And while Jared Gordon didn't get hit by a car before that fight, I'm pretty sure all three judges got hit by cars and had concussions going into that fight, scoring it for Paddy Pimblett. So after that, he fought 3 times in a row, and he beat Tony Ferguson, which I think it was his 7th straight loss. King Green shoots a takedown, gets put into a guillotine, and gets finished with a triangle choke, and then comes out at the press conference of his next fight talking on an invisible phone, which was actually $100 bills in the 10,000, came out with just so much money, just, flashing money. And then Michael Chandler, who's way past it, definitely turbo washed at this point in his career. I mean, his soul got taken by Conor McGregor, and they never even fought. I don't know if you remember this, Brady, but you remember when they were both coaching The Ultimate Fighter, and like on the very first episode, Conor and Michael start talking, and and Michael's, he's excited. He's talking to Conor. He's going to fight Conor, and you could tell, like Michael said something to Conor, and I remember the words out of Conor's mouth were, "You'll do what you're told."
Yeah,
and he just never fought him. He's like, "Sorry, I'm hurt. I'm doing cocaine," whatever it was.
Yeah,
and then I think it was like a 2-year plus layoff, and then Chandler comes back and fights Pimblett and gets run through. But it was a phenomenal performance by Paddy. Let's not take anything away from him. His last 3 fights, he's looked great. He's done what he's supposed to do against aging fighters, and he's getting a guy that's better than all 3 of those guys right now. Like, the reason that Paddy Pimblett feasted on the corpse of Tony Ferguson is because the corpse was put in front of him by Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje ended Tony Ferguson's career.
he did.
Tony Ferguson was on like a 9-fight win streak coming into that fight. And after that fight, Tony was never the same again, So Justin is a guy that can still absolutely punish you. He can outstrike guys like Fiziev and Poirier. He's got huge power, constant pressure. And I think that this is some of the best matchmaking that you could possibly make. Justin Gaethje's never in boring fights. Paddy Pimblett is never in boring fights. And I think these guys are going to meet in the middle. They're both very durable. But I think Justin's the better striker. But, dude, if this thing gets to the ground, Paddy's going to rinse him.
God.
He's going to go through him fast. Paddy Pimblett's so slick on the ground. Legitimate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And Justin's a pretty good wrestler, but he's got to keep this fight standing. But, I think one of the 2 most important stats are right here, Brady. The one that I'm highlighting right now on the bottom of the screen is Paddy Pimblett has only spent 44.5% of his UFC octagon time at distance striking range. However, Justin Gaethje, over a 14-fight UFC sample size, that's over 157 minutes, 94% of Justin Gaethje's octagon time is spent at distance striking range. If that trend continues, Justin Gaethje's a really good bet at the current price.
I mean, that needs to stay 100% here, to be honest. If it
does.
Needs to stay 100%.
Yeah, he cannot get taken down by this guy. And if he does get taken, and here's the other thing, I kind of feel like there's no reason to play the Pimblett money line. Why not just play him inside the distance? Because I don't think you can really rely on Paddy to win minutes against Justin, right? Because think about it this way. What's the likelihood that Paddy gets takedowns in 3 of 5 rounds but doesn't find a finish.
There's no likelihood, and it's not
Right?
yeah.
Right? So like it feels like it's either going to be Paddy Pimblett inside the distance, or Justin Gaethje is going to find enough success on the feet to keep this fight standing for extended stretches. And if he keeps the fight standing for 4 out of 5 rounds and then limits grappling success in the other round where he does get taken down, he's going to be very live to win this fight. So I think it's a fascinating fight to break down because you can make very compelling arguments for Paddy Pimblett at minus 220, but you can also make very compelling arguments for Justin Gaethje at plus 185. But I think that this is probably going to be a fight, as tempted as I am to gamble on it. I think it's priced properly, and I know that I'm going to enjoy watching this one. This is going to be one of the best fights of the year. This is great matchmaking. 2 aggressive, all-action fighters who don't usually take much of a backward step, who both thrive in wars and who always put on fun fights for the fans. So the start of the Paramount era in 2026 for the UFC is being headlined by an absolute banger of a fight.
Yeah, this fight's freaking incredible. Yeah, Paddy inside the distance is like minus 155 now.
Wait, what is it?
Minus 155.
Wow, and his money line is minus 230?
Minus 225, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, they're saying that most of his win condition, and it's a 5-round fight. So, I mean, I tend to agree with that. But, man, there's not a lot of difference between the inside the distance and the money line there. So that's tricky.
Yeah. But, yeah, I agree. I don't think Paddy's winning a decision because, like you said, if it hits the mat, I think if it hits the mat once, I mean, the levels in the grappling, it's just nice.
He's so slick. He's so like such great back takes, and he finishes 10-1 of the submission as a professional.
Yeah, he's phenomenal on the mat. So Gaethje's Achilles heel is a good rear naked choke and a night at Dave & Buster's.
He likes Dave & Buster's, huh?
Does he? Okay. I like Dave & Buster. I think Dave & Buster's is pretty cool.
Yeah, you can have some beers, play some games.
Yeah, it's like Chuck E. Cheese for adults. I like it.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? Like, it's a great place to get kicked out of, to get rowdy and get kicked out of. Because, like, who cares if you can't go back? Just go to the one down the street,
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think that would be a fun one.
Maybe,
let's watch the Gaethje fight at Dave & Buster's, Brady.
Yeah, and Dave & Buster should actually sponsor us because we're in desperate need of a sponsor.
Yeah, and I'm sure they need an uptick in business, and I think Stat Diggers could provide that catalyst for them.
110%. Paddy will have a massive physicality advantage. Gaethje has to keep it at distance, or he's getting mauled. Yeah. Never doubt the UFC's ability to get what they want. Yeah, we know what they want. Yeah. We know what they want. So I'll just say Gaethje KO. If Paddy gets the fight down to the mat, the fight's over, but I don't think he can get it there. Paddy has horrible defense. That Chandler fight was insightful. Yeah, Gaethje has a lot of power, man. And although Paddy's he's a scouser and they can't get knocked out, I don't know, maybe it could be the first time. We'll have to see. People forget, man, that Justin beat Kevin Crash Groom by slam. If Pimblett locks in a triangle, he needs to watch out.
It's true, man. That was actually Gaethje's first ever professional fight. He fought Kevin Kroom and he finished it with a slam.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kevin Kroom. We got Danny Forrest saying 137 likes and counting. Brother Brady, thank you for singing. And Uncle Weezy, thank you for the great stories tonight. Cheers, gentlemen. Appreciate you, Forrest. Feels good to be back. Justin has amazing take to defense. If Paddy can't get him down, he's effed. I would tend to agree. I think it's going to look like the Chandler fight. I think Paddy's going to beat him up. Missed y'all. We missed you guys. Justin Gaethje's a chump. What's your problem, dude? Justin Gaethje's not a chump. Neither is Derek Lewis. Go up to Justin Gaethje and tell him he's a chump to his face. Man,
he called Derek Lewis a chump, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Like,
are you gonna call Derek Lewis?
Called the knockout king of the UFC a chump, and then you called one of the best fighters in the history of the organization in terms of being a fan favorite in Justin Gaethje a chump. Where does it end with Barry McCockiner? Where does it end?
What's wrong with Barry, man? What's
wrong with Barry? And he's a little bit salty tonight.
I think so. I'm looking for a sponsor because I'm an alcoholic. Well, hopefully you get your sponsor, man. Keep working. You'll get there. All right. Weezy, we did it. We went through all 13 fights. Now what we need to do is come up with a Stat Diggers parlay. We're going to give 2 legs. We're going to try to get it plus money, and we're going to try to kick off the year hitting this Stat Diggers parlay. So any legs sticking out for you? We can go money lines. We can go totals. What do you like in here?
There was something. Oh, that's an interesting one. There were a couple of overs that I was looking at here. I was looking at an over in the Cameron Smotherman Ricky Turcios fight, as well as the Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez fight, which I think is a pretty good over bet because both guys are pretty durable. I think I'm going to go to get us some meat on the bone here, Brady, and I'm going to pick the over 2.5 rounds for Hernandez versus Johnson.
And that is over 2.5. It's minus 135.
Yes.
Okay. And then I like the over in the Denzel Freeman Hokit fight.
Is that 1.5 rounds? Yeah, minus 200.
It was minus 150, but it's minus 200 now. So it's between that, the over 1.5 in the Hokit fight, or the Charles Johnson money line.
I'm good with either.
But
we couldn't have me betting on the Charles Johnson money line. That would be a guaranteed miss. But if it's you doing it,
yeah. But if you pick Charles Johnson, he's gonna lose. Is my concern.
Well, then maybe I'll pick Perez.
Yeah, that's what I'm
maybe I'll pick Perez and bet on Johnson. Then I think that might be the smart thing to do.
That would be smart.
What it is. I just can't get that dude's fights right.
It's like it's a curse. It's some things are just cursed. You got to roll with it, and you got to adjust, and that's what you did in the last fight. Well, I'll go with the over 1.5 in the Hokit Freeman fight. I think it's going to be a tentative fight. I think Freeman's going to really try to avoid the fight. And yeah, I was listening to Hokit's interview. He's kind of talking about outlasting Freeman, thinking he has the better cardio and stuff like that. So yeah, give me the over 1.5 in that heavyweight fight. So comes out to pretty good plus money here. Plus 161. That's
not bad. Yeah, I like that line. And when I was looking at that over for the Johnson fight, like I said, almost 60% of their combined 39 fights have went over 2.5 rounds. And while Hernandez has been flashing a lot of power lately, Johnson has historically been a very durable guy.
Yep, I like both. All right, now let's do the on-site piping of the week. So we got some options. Yeah. I mean, we got Ty Miller, who's not really piping many guys, but he's going against Fugitt, who, I mean, that's just kind of his job to get piped on site. Josh Hokit could potentially pipe up Freeman. I think a lot of people want that. I want that. Freeman's, hey, ho. I kind of want him to get knocked out. Somebody's probably getting piped in the Krylov Bukauskas fight. It's a Krylov fight, which equals a piping. Gaudie, good option. Gaudie, he's given some on-site pipings. Yeah, man, I don't know. There's not a ton of options, really. I think it's probably between Ty Miller or Gaudie, really. I mean, is there anybody else? Gene Silva is good.
Gene Silva was what I was looking at.
Yeah, Gene Silva.
Talk about a candidate. I don't care how durable Allen is. I just don't think he has that Diego Lopez level of durability. And like those shots that Silva was landing were just like nuclear. So I think that at minus 255, that's probably the best spot.
Yeah, that's the best line out of all of them. Okay, we can do that. Let's see here. It's been a while. How do I work this thing? Okay. The on-site piping of the week is Gene Silva. Does Arnold Allen have a nickname?
Almighty.
Arnold Almighty. I forgot his nickname because he never fights.
Yeah, he's an almighty minute winner.
Yeah. On site. All right. The on-site piping of the week is Gene Silva to pipe Arnold Almighty Allen on site this Saturday. All right. Now it is time for everybody's favorite, the milking of the week. So for the milking, Charles Johnson could potentially milk Perez down the stretch, I suppose. Umar could milk Figueiredo. and then Pimblett could milk Gaethje. There's not really a ton of milking options.
I could see Charles Johnson locking up a Darce choke here.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like some type of front choke. Perez
just loves getting submitted, man. It's just all the time. And it's not like Johnson hasn't tried a few times before. He's got a submission game. He's a well-rounded fighter.
He almost submitted what was his name? Was it Azat Maksum a couple times?
Well, Maksum was the one who had him in that deep Darce choke in the first round, but
later in the fight.
But later in the fight, he was actually wrestling with Maksum and finding some success. And I think there was one other fight. Was it Sumaderji? I think when he knocked him down, I think he had him in a couple of bad spots on the ground as well in the Sumaderji fight.
Yeah, he's definitely attempted a couple submissions in the UFC. So
yeah, and I mean, you just need to attempt one against Perez, and he's tapping.
All you got to do is literally attempt it.
Yeah,
you'll get it. All right, so the milking of the week is going to be Charles Johnson to milk. Alex Perez don't have a nickname, does he?
No, I don't think so.
Alex Perez this Saturday. There you have it, man. The milking of the week is Charles Johnson to milk Alex Perez this Saturday. Let's do it.
Let's get it, man.
D1 Lewis to milk Waldo?
I don't know. Let me something if he did. That would be a weird way for him to win.
All right. So, yeah, the onside fight of the week is Gene Silva. The milking is Charles Johnson. And then we got the parlay, 2 overs. 2 overs. Charles had a nice choke attempt. Yeah, he goes for them chokes, man. I think he can get it here. On Makayev.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that was like Makayev just crotch sniffed for the entire 15 minutes of that fight. He attempted over 20 takedowns in that fight, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and that was a good point you made. Like, all you literally have to do is attempt a sub, and Perez will tap. Just attempt it.
Give me my show check.
just attempt it, you'll get it. All right, Weezy, we somehow went 3 hours.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like 3 hours.
I'm telling stories. You're singing songs. We're having fun. We haven't been here in a minute either, so it was good to catch up with the chat and hang out and talk fights.
Yeah. Now, on a high note, I don't have to smoke crack.
Yes, good.
So crack free for another year. 140 likes, which is like that might be like close to a record, to be honest. That's a ton of likes. Good. Yeah. I wonder if somebody made like fake accounts to like the show, because that's a lot of likes. It's a lot of likes.
Yeah, and then you had the people unsubscribing as well. So,
yeah, not cool. Absolutely not cool. But it is what it is. All right, Weezy, let the people know what you got going on. Any another unsubscribe? What's going on? I might have to quit. I think I might be done with content. Like, what's the point anymore? I think I'm out, man.
Crazy. Oh man. So anyway, I'm going to be going live for my Odd Shopper subscribers tomorrow to break down this card, and I'm going to do something for the people either later on in the week probably, but I'm leaving on Wednesday, Brady, to go visit my dad down in Florida and kind of like put the finishing touches on this long vacation that we've had from the sport. So yeah, I'll be on my YouTube channel doing a full card breakdown later on this week. And you can find me on oddsshopper.com, where you can find access to my probability stats and content package. I do subscriber-only shows for full card breakdowns, also for a prop betting show. Do fight write-ups, which are already posted to the this week to the Odds Shopper. All kinds of stuff there for $25 a month. Great way to support my work and get access to these phenomenal stats and metrics that are going to help you make long-term gambling decisions. Looking to stack cash tickets like flapjacks for UFC 324, the first card of the year, the first card of the Paramount era. Let's start off 2026 on an up note.
Let's do it. So I got a busy week. So tomorrow I'm excited. I get to make my debut on the Beat the Line broadcast.
Oh, cool.
It's going to be fun.
I love those guys.
And then next week I'll be on with Clint. So getting in some nice guest appearances early in the year, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna get out a ton of content this week. I'm still trying to figure out my final plans for content, but I guess the biggest thing is the Fight Companion on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. Weezy, maybe you can come on for the 325 one.
Yeah, 325 one I'll be able to come on for that, but 324 I'll be in Florida with my family. So yeah. I don't even know how much of those fights I'll get to watch this week, but I really hope I do get to watch them because these are phenomenal fights this week.
Absolutely. So be on the lookout for all that. Like on your way out, subscribe on your way out. Maybe I should tell people to unsubscribe. Maybe they'll do the opposite. Like play some mind tricks here. One day I'll get 30K. One day I'll get it.
We're gonna get there one day.
One day, slowly but surely. Maybe after the Fight Companion get a couple subscribers. We'll see. So yeah, guys, best of luck for UFC 324. Feels good to be back. And we'll talk to you guys soon and see you later.